Alright guys, I am back live. Right now the phones are only open to my contacts. I don't know who's still in here. A lot of people probably left. Wait for a few people to come in. I am back live. Took me a few more minutes to do that because I forgot how to delete it. It's easy now. Now I remember. But I was able to block 3 of the numbers. Just let me know if you guys are in the chat. I apologize for the disruption. Just let me know if you guys are back in the chat. Just let me know if you guys are back in the chat. Just waiting for people to come back in. Let me know if you guys are back. I don't know if there's anybody in here. I don't even know if I'm live. Let me look. Am I live? I don't see the chat moving. Oh, the chat is frozen. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. I had to tune into mine. Am I live? All right, 1 second. I'll get it to work. 1 second, guys. All right. Just give me a second, guys. I got to pop in a new chat. I just saw that, Ronaldo. Thank you so much. I didn't see it here. And if anybody else super chatted me, I didn't see it. Thank you so much, Ronaldo. He says, "Don't let the troll." No, I'm not going to let the troll. I didn't get upset. I just had to stop the show so I could go in and block their numbers. And I talked to one of the guys. He told. We'll see. I'm not letting the trolls get to me. Yeah, no. Right now, I'm going to open up the number in a second, guys. Don't bother calling right now. Hold on 1 second. And I'm going to go a little longer tonight, guys, if this goes well. I'm sorry for the disruption. Obviously, I hope you guys understand. I'm just trying to... Let me pop this in. Now that I know, it's going to be much easier for me to block the numbers. Whoops. 1 second. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, chat seems to be moving now. So again, guys, I just want to apologize. And I just want to apologize about that. I'm not upset. It's just... It's annoying. You know, obviously it's annoying, but... They keep doing it. I'll keep exposing their numbers. And I'll keep blocking their numbers until they learn. But, no, we're going to go. I'm going to open up the numbers, the lines in a second. And I know they're going to probably do it again. The kid told me that they're not. He told me he's a subscriber of mine. He watches all my videos. And he feels bad that his friends are doing this. And he might be telling the truth. He sounded like a genuine kid. But who knows? 1 second. I'm sure they're probably going to do it again. I'm already expecting it. But I'm going to open it up for you guys. And I got a caller calling in. You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's happening?
What's going on, John Schreiner? My buddy, what's going on, buddy? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just started watching, so I don't know what you've been talking about all night.
Hold on.
But how about those New York Knicks?
I don't mean to interrupt you, John. Sorry about that. For some reason, the video just went away. Hold on.
I know.
I'm going to switch cameras. Hold on 1 second. I don't know why that just happened. What the hell just happened?
Yeah, it's black on my screen because I'm watching on my iPad.
Yeah. What the hell is going on here? 1 second. I'll figure this out. Hold on. And then we're going to talk. We're going to talk. I just got to figure this out for a second. Sorry, guys. Obviously, I was thrown off by the nonsense again, but we'll get everything up and running again. There we go. Okay, the camera is back. Let me just shrink it back down, and then we're going to talk to John. Good friend of mine, great sports fan, big Jet fan, Met fan too, I'm sure. 770 is going to be blocked in a second. I know that's Patriots for life, but I'll be blocking him in a second as well. But, John, what's up, buddy?
Have you been talking about the Knicks at all?
Yeah, we've been talking about everything. Been talking Knicks, been talking whatever you want to talk about. I mean, obviously...
Well, I mean...
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just like, the NFL season's over, so who cares? And the Mets, I have no hope. But the Knicks, the trade and everything, I'm just wondering, is there any way that they could wind up with Davis, Durant, and Kyrie?
Yeah, I actually had Sim on my channel, which you met Sim, obviously, when you went to the Knicks games. Great guy. He was on my channel last Sunday. He's going to be on the channel again this Sunday. We actually talked about that. And it is possible because Davis is due to make $25 million next year. The cap's going to be 106 or 109. I think it's 109. And Kyrie and Durant combined are going to make 70. So it would be 95 combined. And then obviously you'd have a bunch of million-dollar players on the squad with them. Or they could do what they did in Miami. They could all take like a $3 or $4 million discount and try to build up the squad a little bit that way.
That'd be nice. But what about if they went out and signed KD and Kawhi Leonard and kept Dennis Smith Jr. as the point guard and forgot about Kyrie?
Well, that might be the smarter option if this kid shows that he's the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Because if he could perform, because Kyrie has injury problems. He's got the knee problem, and I think all Knicks fans after Amari Stoudemire are probably scared of what could happen.
Yeah, no, well, I think that's going to be the hottest subject in this town with sports all the way up until July.
Yeah,
so, I mean, the Yankees are the Yankees, the Mets are the Mets. I mean, you'll have the draft, the NFL draft, and all that.
The NBA offseason in New York is going to be on fire. I mean, with all the potential, either the trades or the signings, the NBA is going to be on fire in New York because something big is going to happen. Something big is going to happen.
Well, I mean, something big, but you can't lose out on these guys and go out and get second-tier guys. I mean, if they don't get any of them, then they should just, continue with the full rebuild and hold on to the cap space to see what next super-duper star decides he doesn't want to play for his team anymore.
Right. I'm with you. And what did you... I mean, obviously, we both know the Warriors are the odds-on favorites to win everything, but what did you think of the trade deadline, how the Eastern Conference bolstered their rosters, the Raptors, and, getting Marc Gasol, and Mirotic going to the Bucks? Do you think any of them? And obviously, Tobias Harris went to the Sixers.
I don't buy the Sixers ever because I don't trust the process.
Right.
But I like Gasol going to Toronto.
Yeah, I think it's a good fit.
I think they're the best team in the East.
I'm with you.
I don't think the Bucks. I don't think they have enough, even with the Greek Freak.
Yeah, and they're inexperienced. They haven't been there before.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Kawhi Leonard, Marc Gasol, and who's the point guard?
Oh, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, they got him, and I think Gasol's going to be just like his brother in the playoffs, like what he did in L.A. with Kobe.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. I think Toronto's going to the finals this year if I had to pick a team right now.
Yeah, but I mean, and they'll get smoked in 4 games.
Maybe 5, but yeah. And real quick before I let you go, because I want to get to people, but I just want to say thank you for calling in, because it's, especially after all the nonsense that this show started off with, it's great to have you calling because you're a great sports fan and you're a good friend. So I just want to say that.
I mean, I wasn't watching. I was listening to Spotify, and I just saw it pop up, so I checked in, and I saw you going on a little rant. So.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you calling in. But I want to ask you quickly about the Mets. Obviously, obviously the
Actually, you know what? Really quick about the Mets. Last Friday, I went to the Islander game, and after the Islander game, I drove to the sports book at the Meadowlands, and I put a little bet in on the Mets plus 2,200 to win the World Series.
So you got them at 22-1 odds. I'll tell you, that's not a horrible bet, because and obviously I'm biased, I'm a Mets fan, but if the Mets can sneak into the playoffs via wild card, they do have the arms to go on a run. I think even you would agree with that, and you're a pessimistic Met fan.
No, I know that, but my problem with the Mets is that they're not going all in. They're going to wait and see if they have if their record is going to put them in a pennant race, and then they'll go out and add players like they did with Cespedes in 15. But I would just like to see them go all in. I mean, Manny Machado's out there, and he's perfect for this team.
That's what I was going to say. If
they're going to let him do nothing.
That would be. I mean, I will say, I think the Mets had a pretty good offseason, but they didn't sign that huge star. And after the Phillies got Real Muto yesterday, if they go out and get one of these guys, I mean, their team's by far the favorite.
Well, I mean, Derek Jeter's just an idiot because he probably could have got more from the Mets for Real Muto, and they sent him to Philly.
And the same thing last year with Stanton. I mean, I know they were trying to get rid of that contract, but they didn't get anything for him.
Well, nobody was taking on the contract. There's only a couple of teams that could.
Yeah, no, it's true.
But a question about the Mets? You have one, or
no? I was just going to ask you what you think they needed to do based off the Real Muto move. Would you go out and obviously right now I think their lineup is set in terms of the position players, but my question was, would you go out there and add the guy that comes to mind for me is Gio Gonzalez. That's the guy I would. Yeah, I would want them to go after.
But
because then their starting rotation would be great. I mean, I know he's coming off a down year, but I think he's still a solid pitcher.
You know what I don't get about the ownership and the Wilpons is that they went out and they made the trade for Cano and Diaz, and they took on Diaz because Wilpon didn't want him to go to the Phillies. So now Real Muto goes to the Phillies. And, the rumors are that they're going to get Harper. How about you prevent them from, like Harper or Machado, going to the Phillies? You open up the vault and you pay one of those guys and put them on the team.
And the crazy thing is, if the Mets ever broke the bank and got a Machado, got a Harper, you could argue they'd be the favorite in the National League if they went out and got one of those guys, But they're not going to do it. They never do. They never do.
With the designated hitter eventually coming into the National League, having a Harper on the team with Conforto and Nimmo, you could use one of those guys as a DH. Cespedes could be a DH next year, Cano, when he's 95 years old in a couple of years.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with Cano. I like Cano. I like the Cano acquisition because of the...
I like it if he's the DH in a couple of years, even better.
Do you think the DH will be coming to the National League within the next few years?
Oh, yeah. I think 2020 season.
I think so, too. I think it's inevitable. But
I like it, too.
Yeah, I'm going to let you go. I just want to say, love when you call in, John. I really do appreciate you calling in and trying to help out my show.
Wait,
so go ahead. You got one more thing
question.
To say? Yeah, go ahead.
Just one thing. What's the percentage that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are Knicks next year?
Both or individually?
Both, because they're both either coming or neither one.
Yeah, I'll say 50%. I think there's a strong chance.
All right. Now, will you have to buy the NBA channel down south?
Well, we'll see if I move there. But if I do, yes, and I will. I absolutely.
Well, if you do go, you know that they're going to sign and you know that they're going to win with you not here.
You're probably right. But,
so you better get going then.
All right, John. Thank you so much for calling in, buddy. Great friend of mine. I just wanted to give him some extra time. Thank you for calling in, John.
Adios.
All right, buddy. We'll be taking the next caller. Just want to give him a little extra time. I've been friends with John forever, so I just want to say thank you to John for calling in. What's going on? You're on Live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's good, man? It's UCF Jaguar.
What's going on, UCF? UCF Jaguar is the man. If anybody has not subbed up to UCF Jaguar, please do so. He, of course, came on my channel, and we did a good collaboration. What's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. I want to gauge your interest in something, man. I want to know, are you excited at all for this new football league coming up, the American Alliance Football League?
Yeah, to be completely honest, I haven't done enough research on the league. Like there's no like real pro players that are in the league. I know the Jets' former backup quarterbacks in the league. Somebody said that a couple of shows ago. I'm gonna check it out. I know it's on Saturday tomorrow. Are they play on Sunday also, or is it just Saturdays?
Yeah, they play Saturdays and Sundays. The Orlando Apollos are actually playing at UCF, which is about 2 miles away from my house. So I got season tickets. I'm going tomorrow, man. I'm pumped up. Steve Spurrier's the head coach. You got some players around the league, some like decent college quarterbacks that everyone's kind of heard of. Trevor Knight's in the mix, like you said, Christian Hackenberg's out there.
Yeah, that was
like,
it.
Yeah, there's like Aaron Murray. There's Austin Appleby, who was down here. Some other players like Trent Richardson. You got Denard Robinson.
Oh, I didn't know that. Trent Richardson's in the league, and Denard Robinson. Okay, so those are household names.
Yeah, like Trent Richardson, he's with the Birmingham Iron. It's kind of like it's a lot of regional stuff. Like the Orlando Apollos have a bunch of players that were on the Florida Gators, the Florida State Seminoles, UCF Knights. So it's really cool, and it's just cool how finally these players, when they get cut from NFL teams, they can finally put on some more film as opposed to looking at old high school, or not high school tape, but old college tape, and also just looking at what they do in the preseason. Because preseason, I hate preseason NFL football because, first of all,
it's the worst.
There's no game planning.
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, there's no game planning. These players go in there, they don't know what the hell they're doing because, they got all these other nobodies around them, and it's just worse. So finally we got something good in the form of developmental league.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out. Tomorrow I work Saturday, so I don't know what time the games are. I work till 9 o'clock, and then I'm going to be on Bad Dogs channel. But Sunday, if they're playing, I'll definitely check it out for sure. It's just something to do. I mean, I gave the XFL a chance when it first came around. What was that, in 2001, 2002? It was horrible, but I gave it a chance, and I'll give this league a chance as well. We'll see.
I mean, with the X...
Well, by the way, I had a quick question for you. How much were the season... Yeah. I'm just curious. How much were the season tickets?
I bought cheap seats. I got season tickets for $75 a pop.
How many games is it? I know it's a small league, so it's probably not a lot of games.
5 home games. It's a 10-week schedule.
And there's only 18... I guess they play a couple teams 2 times. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they got...
That's not bad. $75 to see 5 games. It's $12 or $13 a game. That's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, right down the street, so... I'm pretty pumped up about it all. So, yeah, it's a 10-week schedule. 4 teams per conference. Each team plays a team in their conference twice, and then out of the conference 4 times. So, top 4 teams make the playoffs. And then obviously, 14 playoffs. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. My biggest worry about the league is potentially, quarterback play, kind of holding it all back, because you never know, when you have a couple of bad quarterbacks in the NFL play each other, it could look bad. The games could get bad, but at the same time, they're also not playing NFL defenses here.
Yeah, I just want to say hi to a few people that popped in the chat. Bobby Woodruff keeps saying hi, Chris. Hi, Bobby Woodruff. Thank you for tuning in. I see Joe Lutz is here, of course. Tyler's in the house. But now another question I have about this league for you. If this league is semi-successful, because we obviously know it's not going to take off, but if it's semi-successful, could you see it potentially cutting into the ratings of the NHL and the NBA? Do you think it could hurt them a little bit?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the thing about it is, though, with the NHL and NBA is when you have your loyal followers, they're going to keep following that. I mean,
yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a passionate fan of an NHL team, you're going to keep watching. If you're in the NBA, you'll keep watching. But it'll be interesting. I mean, there's not all that many games. There'll be 4 games a weekend. So I don't think I should cut into that too much. But I do think that the AAF is going to be better than the XFL, just because in the XFL they were more about the entertainment factor.
That's what it was all about. They had the stupid things with the names on the back, and they ran for the football at the kickoff. It was just stupid.
Yeah, then no fair catches. They're trying to do this whole hitting thing, but this league, they made it clear they're a developmental league, and they also changed up. There were some rule changes here. They're eliminating really a lot of the kicking stuff. There's no kickoffs, so. Every team's going to start with the ball at their own 25-yard line. But if they want to do an onside kick, it's going to be they're going to set them up in a 4th and 12 from their own 28-yard line. So they can basically run a play to go for it. No extra points.
Whoa! So you're saying, say it's late in the game and they're in a situation where they have to onside kick, they're gonna have the option to run an organized play in a 4th and 12 situation.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. That's different.
Yeah, so that's cool. Another thing, there's no extra points, so everything's 2-point conversions. Which
I actually like that. That's
cool because also you look at the developmental thing. You're getting all these players in 4th and goal basically situations, goal line stuff. I think it's just a lot more action packed than just throwing up an extra point up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds interesting, different. Is it like the Canadian Football League where the field is a different dimension, or is it the same?
No, it's all the same. I mean, they got 4 downs. The Kenyan Football League, that drives me nuts to watch, man. You got like 5 players in motion before the play. You got 3 downs. The field looks like a rugby field. It's so weird.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to thank you for calling in. I just got some people I'm sure want to call in, but I want to thank you, CF Jaguar, for calling in. And once again, do me a favor, just type in the chat so people could subscribe to your channel, because you do a great job over there. I think you deserve it. So just go in there so people could sub him up. Please sub him up. He's a great guy. And I want to say
man, thanks for having me on. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for calling in, my man.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. All right, we are waiting for the next caller. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, I'm back.
All right, is Detonator?
Yes, of course.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on, my man?
Nothing much. I just saw the Nets get destroyed today. I was really upset. They had a good fight, and then their defense got a little bit tired out. But other than that, I've been chilling. How about yourself?
I mean, you saw the beginning of the show. We dealt with that nonsense. But I talked to one of the kids. Hopefully they stop. We'll see. But, yeah, I mean, the Nets have played surprisingly well this year. They really have. And I didn't expect it. I really didn't. And they're going to make the playoffs. And I'll tell you, they don't have that much less talent, that much more talent, I should say, than the Knicks do. You know, they've just gotten the most out of their team. They really have.
You know, they're a fight to the end kind of team. Kind of like the Jets. You hear what I'm saying? Hey.
Well, the Jets. I mean, you guys won what? 5 games? 4 games?
Nah, man, we won 4 games. That big old 4. You know what I mean?
But yeah,
because we couldn't go 5-11 3 years in a row, so we said, you know what? We're gonna bump it down. We're gonna go 4-12. There we go.
And who?
And that's it.
I just I appreciate that, sexy goat. I haven't done the video. I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning. I know who I put in the mock draft, but who do you want the Jets to get with that 3rd pick?
Okay.
Because the reason I asked the question is because, like, I love Josh Allen. Yeah. I don't know if he's a good fit for your team because you guys run a 4-3.
That's the thing. He plays in a different. Yeah, he plays in predominantly a 3-4 defense, and we need a 4-3 pass rusher. I understand that.
But the question is, and this is the dilemma I had with my mock: if Quentin Williams is gone and Bosa is gone, do you take him? Because that was the scenario in my mock.
I want to say yes. The reason being is just to the fact because at least you don't have a numbskull at defensive coordinator that can help. We have Greg Williams now as a defensive coordinator who can maybe help shift them into a different kind of format. Now, I believe Allen, he is a defensive end, I'm pretty sure, and if that's the case, he can definitely help out the edge because you have Williams on one end, and then if you put him on the other side, that will be great because Williams, pretty much the reason why Williams is so, you know, as you say, invisible, as people call him, is because you only need to plan for one thing. Our defensive line is kind of like mess. You only have to plan for one person, and that's just double team Leonard Williams.
Right.
And that's the problem. So if you put another one on the edge, you can bring both pressure. Our middle's pretty solid. Our middle could use a little bit beefing, but I wouldn't worry about that. It's mostly our outside linebackers and our ends. Yeah, so I'd say go for it. It's going to need a lot of work in training camp.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would go for it. I think Josh Allen's way too talented. He's one of those players that I say to myself, I'm going to make it work. And that was the scenario that I was dealt with in my mock because I don't know what the Jets would do. I think they'll take him, but I don't know for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say Josh Allen, I think, is the type of player that could easily go number 1 because I think he's going to impress at the combine. I do.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I was thinking we can't really tell anything until after the combine, but if you look at the combine, like what happens if you say maybe like Nick Bosa, like as you're talking about potentially going number 1, which he has a really high standard for, doesn't do as well as the other ones. Will he still be a number 1 pick, or do you maybe take someone that's going really well in the combine? It all depends.
Yeah, because Bosa's going to do well at the combine, but I don't think he's going to be someone that explodes from the combine. I think he's very good, but he's not one of these super freak athletes.
Doesn't he have like an injury history a little bit? Or
yeah, well, yeah, he had an injury. He didn't have that serious of an injury this year. It was a whatchamacallit? It was an injury to like it was an abdominal injury, and he kind of sat out as a precaution because he didn't want to hurt his draft stock. But yes, the senior year of high school, or maybe it was the freshman year of college. I forget. I think it was senior year of high school. He had a really bad ACL injury, really bad. But thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate the super chat. He says, normally I'd be in here for the whole show, but my girl just gave me the look and head for the bed.
Oh, go save yourself, Bobby.
Bobby is the best. Bobby is the best.
I love Bobby.
At least somebody's getting lucky tonight, Bobby. But I'm gonna let you go because I'm sure other people are trying to call in. But thank you so much for calling in, my man.
All right, I'm just gonna let you know now. I'm gonna be alone on Valentine's Day, so it's all right.
Well, hopefully it works out. Hopefully it works out for you, buddy.
All right.
Have a good one. All right, next caller. You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Who's this?
Hunter from. Remember me from the Colts vs. Giants?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, Hunter. What's up?
I just wanted to know your opinion on the NFL trying to change their rules, maybe.
Pertaining to what?
Like each team gets to touch the ball in overtime.
Well, yeah, a lot of people ask me about that. And the reason people have said maybe they'll go to a college-style overtime. And the reason I don't think it's the reason I don't think it'll happen, it could happen for the playoffs. But the reason I think it won't happen in the regular season is because it could screw up the schedule. Because, like, if a game starts at 1 and then you have a slate of games for 4 o'clock, right? Because 4:10, I know obviously the primetime game on is usually 4:25, but you only have about a 5-minute window between games. So say you get 2 or 3 games that go into an overtime that could last like that. It could screw up everybody. People might miss a quarter of the game, of a game that they want to watch. So that's why I don't think it'll happen. That's why I don't think it'll happen.
And then one more thing, with coaches get to challenge penalties. Do you think that's going to be one?
I do. I think it should be. I think it should be. I know it's a judgment call, but there's some penalties that are so. I think it'll be like certain penalties, like, but they're gonna. I think there'll be something where they can review some, like a pass interference call, for example. I think they're gonna. They will. I don't know if it'll be next year, but I think it will happen.
Yeah, because
at some point,
a big game like Rams vs. Saints, how the refs influenced that game.
Yeah, it was horrible.
That cost the Saints.
Oh, it was disgusting. I can't even imagine. And I know I have Saints subscribers. By the way, Buffalo Tings, everybody sub him up. Great guy. Great guy for my channel. He, of course, is responsible for my intro. Everybody sub him up. But, yeah, I mean, what was I going to say? No, I agree with you. I think the pass interference call should, because if I was a Saints fan, I would have been fuming after that. You know?
Yeah.
But, anything else before I let you go?
Well, no, that's it.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
You're awesome, dude.
All right, buddy. I love talking to kids. I love when kids call in. Love talking to kids. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
A-team.
I'm sorry?
A-team. Please don't try to play us.
This is a prank call?
Talk to Rita. Oh,
all right, goodbye to that guy. I don't know what the hell that was about. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Hello? Goodbye. And next caller. You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. All right, we got a couple of shies. Got somebody singing like he's part of in a Broadway play. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Yeah, what's up? Who's this?
Who's this?
The guy that you called.
Oh, I'm trying to get a hold of the Entertainah. I must have hit the wrong button or something.
No, you did. You got in touch with the Entertainah. You did.
Oh, this is you. Oh shit. Oh, my bad. It's delayed, so I didn't see it.
Oh, I thought this was a joke. Yeah, no, it's me.
No. I watch. This is Dave Henshaw. I watch you pretty much.
What's going on, my man? What's going on?
I just wanted to talk to you about the. I haven't really been on here since the Christoph deal.
Oh,
and,
okay.
I was just wondering.
So you subscribed? That's when you subscribed with the Christoph Porzingis video?
No. I've been watching you since you started. Probably week 3.
Oh man, I'm sorry. What was your name?
No, Dave Henshaw.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So what you? Oh, so you want to talk about Porzingis? Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't understand why everybody thinks that Durant and Kyrie's gonna go there when Kyrie went to Boston, so he would have his own team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a good. 1 second, I just saw a question in the chat. And Texas Liberty, of course, just when obviously when I'm off the phone, you're a great caller.
Right.
Of course you're calling. But yeah. So you're saying you don't understand why Kyrie would want to come to New York because he specifically left LeBron to have his own team, is what you're saying, right?
Right, and I don't know why they would give up.
My rebuttal to that is
okay.
I don't think he left LeBron per se to have his own team. I think the real reason he left LeBron was because he wanted to be a point guard. And when you play with LeBron, you can't be a point guard because he has to control everything.
Right, because he controls the ball, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you. I just got to super chat.
What are we going to do if we don't get nobody in free agency this year?
Before I answer before I answer
what's going to be our ceiling?
I just want to say, I'm going to answer that. I just want to say thank you, Movie Critic, for the super chat. He says, the critic is in the house. What's up, Chris? What's going on, Movie Critic? Thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that. That means the world to me. As far as the question goes, so you're saying if they miss on the big names, what's going to happen, right? Like
right. If they end up with like a Jimmy Butler?
Well, that's worst case scenario. That's the worst thing they could ever do. If you miss out on Durant and Kyrie, you don't sign anybody. You sign everybody to 1-year deals, and you go for it the year after because you can't waste max money on players that are not max players. And we'd be in purgatory if we did that because, like, if we sign second-tier superstars, we'll make the playoffs, but we'll get bounced in the first or second round. We'll never win.
I'm not in New York, but I'm a huge New York fan. I've been a Knicks fan for a long time. I'm still not understanding the Porzingis deal. Like I understand. I watch SportsCenter every day. I understand how they broke it down, but in reality's eyes, like you gave up basically Porzingis for nothing. You know.
Well. To be fair,
couldn't it have like a 15-year effect on the Knicks?
Well, to be fair, and I'm sure you watched my video if you're a subscriber of mine.
I thought you were gonna cry.
Yeah,
you were upset.
Yeah, I was very upset, and I specifically made that video because I wanted people. It was real. I wanted people to know how I felt. I felt your pain. Like, trust me, I felt it. Yeah, I wanted to make that video the second I heard about it because I had not done any research on the trade. Obviously, I heard the small details, but I didn't know all the details. But they actually got a lot more than I initially had thought when I made that video because having cap space in the NBA is huge. They cleared up a ton of cap space. It's going to now allow them to bring in 2 maxes. They got 2 first-round picks.
But there's 6 teams. There's going to be 6 teams that have a slot for 2 maxes.
No, you're absolutely right. It might not happen this year. But I think eventually they'll get a big player with that money though. And then of course they got 2 first-round picks. I know, granted, they're probably going to be late first-round picks because you figured that was going to be good.
That's what I was thinking. I was ready to ride though with Porzingis for the next 10 years. I thought
I'm with you.
I thought he was going to be the reason that other superstars came in New York because you want to play with the unicorn. You know, that's what you want to do. Yeah. You don't want to go somewhere where you have to rebuild again because he just, you know.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, and that's what I worry about with this. But they could go one of 2 ways here. They can now either draft a Zion if they get the number 1 pick or number 2 pick, get a Barrett or William, whoever. They're going to get a top-tier talent in this year's draft. So that could be the attraction. They could say, listen, we're going to have a potential superstar in Zion Williamson if they win the lottery, which it's only a 14% chance with the new rules. But if they get Zion Williamson, they could say, listen, we got a budding superstar who's only making $8 million a year. We still got enough cap space to bring in 2 maxes. So that could be the attraction there.
That would be the ideal scenario, but you know, it's the Knicks. Do we have that kind of luck?
But probably not. With the Knicks luck, we could have a 99% chance of winning, and we would lose. We would lose the lottery. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. But we got to hope. You know, that's as Knicks fans, we got to hope we get lucky with those ping pong balls.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I wanted to let you know is I enjoy your channel so much because your commentary is so much better and above everybody else's. Other people, they pretty much just like watch the game and then they'll kind of give you bits and pieces, you know, here and there. But your commentary with the play-by-play is right on, and that's, you know, I can actually follow the game watching you because you break it down play-by-play. You know, it started with the football.
That's incredible that you tell me. That means the world to me when people say things like that. So I just want to say thank you so much for the compliment.
Hey, you're the man. You keep this channel up, you're going to be at 10,000 subscribers before no time. You just keep up with that play-by-play because that's your main deal.
Yeah,
no. Because you're giving them something that nobody else is if you're not watching the game.
Yeah, no.
You know?
Football season, I'm going to have a ton of play-by-play. Basketball, the problem, I work nights, so I don't have a lot of opportunity to call basketball games, but I'm going to try to do as many NBA playoff games as I can. And I'm definitely going to do some Met games. Probably twice a week I'll be doing Met games.
Okay. Yeah, but you take it easy. It's great to actually talk to you. You keep doing what you're doing, and your play-by-play is ridiculous.
I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you for being a great subscriber. What's going on, G-Man49? What's going on, Ronaldo? Thank you guys for tuning in. Next caller, you're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Chris, what's going on? It's Joe Musa.
Joe, I love Joe Musa. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for being such a great subscriber. Thank you for everything you do for my channel.
No problem, man. Thank you for everything you do and all your hard work.
Yeah, thank you for thanking me.
Hey, did you let your subs know about the new Greatest Hits channel?
Yeah, oh, yes. I'll do that now. Do me a favor. Do me a favor after.
You want me to put the link in there?
Yeah, after, because I don't think it allows you to put links in the chat. I think it blocks it. There's nothing to do with me blocking. I just think that's YouTube's rules. I could be wrong. You could try it. But, yes, Joe Musa is creating a channel. Rather than putting the best, so it's more organized. Oh, he just did it. Okay, so you were able to do it. Okay, so that's that's Joe Musa's channel. Subscribe to it because all those greatest hit videos that I've been putting on my channel, so it's more organized. I just said, you know what, let's just put it on your channel. So he's going to be putting all the greatest hits, like these funny clips that happens in these call-in shows, whether it be a live stream, calling a game, whatever. Maybe just a video like that Knicks video that we did last time. It's going to be on that channel. So please sub up that channel and check it out. Oh, Dark Demonic, by the way. I see Dark Demonic's in the chat. I want to apologize. I was going through to see who was blocked from my channel, and I don't know if a mod did it by accident. You were actually blocked from my channel, so if you had been typing and I wasn't responding, because I know you're a really good guy for my channel, so I apologize for that. And he says, who will be signing Manny and Harper? We'll get to that in a second. But Joe Musa, go ahead.
Hey, did you hear about the San Antonio domestic violence allegations?
No.
Yeah, so supposedly his ex was dropping off the kid and was asking him for money, and he was telling her to leave the house, and she was keeping the door open with her foot, and he pushed her to the ground. So she ended up calling the cops. The cops came. She had like scratches on her and stuff.
Wait,
bruises or whatever.
Who is this?
Antonio Brown.
Oh, the wide receiver Antonio Brown?
Yeah.
Wow, no, I didn't hear about this at all. I was working all day. I didn't hear about this at all.
But when she found out that he was going to get arrested, she canceled the whole claim. She just told the cops to forget about it.
Wow. This happens way too much.
I'm wondering if this is going to hurt his chances in free agency, but the whole thing was dropped, and she just canceled the whole claim. It was very weird. I'm surprised you didn't hear about it.
You know what? I'm so busy with work and putting stuff up on my channel. I missed. Maybe I did hear about it and I just forgot.
Yeah.
But he's actually not a free agent. He's going to be traded. They're saying if he is going to be right. The Jets would have to acquire him via trade.
Oh wait! I thought he was a free agent. They have to trade something for him.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Maybe
he can stay in Pittsburgh then.
Maybe I'm mixing him up with Le'Veon Bell. I know Le'Veon. No. Bell's a free agent, yeah, but I think Brown you have to do a trade.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if this is going to hurt his chances not to get traded then.
Somebody will do it. He's too talented. Just like Kareem Hunt, somebody's going to give him a contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie critics.
I mean, I wish the Jets would go after Kareem Hunt, but
I think they will. I really do.
Nah, our
they said they're
general
not
manager
going to?
don't want him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't follow.
No, he doesn't want him because of his past experiences with domestic violence.
You know what?
With like family and stuff.
You know what?
He doesn't want him.
You know what? We've seen other players get blacklisted, so it's possible. I figured Hunt, as young as he is, and it wasn't as egregious as the Ray Rice thing. I thought somebody will give him a chance, but maybe not.
100%.
Maybe not. You know, because after I heard the story, obviously you heard about what she had said to Hunt, so obviously he had a reason to be upset. You never strike somebody, but
of course. Of course. I mean, he shouldn't have pushed her, but I mean, they were drinking. It was at the moment. It happened. I mean,
obviously, it was wrong,
I still think they should give him a chance, though.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's Neil what Ray Rice did. But I hope somebody gives him a chance. I hope. You know, I'm not rooting for anybody to lose a job, but we'll see, man. But anything else, brother?
That's it, man. Go to the other callers.
All right,
stand up, New York Jet fans.
There it is. Stand up, Joe Musa. Thank you for calling in, buddy.
Later.
I think I cut him off before he could end that R in the later. Sorry about that. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. Hello? In 3, 2, and 1, and you're gone. Unknown numbers. I'm not picking up unknown numbers. I think this is Patriots for Life. Is this Patriots for Life?
No.
It is. I can tell from the voice. But if you want to actually talk, I'll talk. But if you want to prank, it's up to you.
All right.
That was good. At least Patriots for Life, I will say this. They're like innocent kid pranks. He's not saying anything stupid. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's going on? It's OGR.
What's going on, OGR? Love you, buddy. Thank you so much for the donation. You didn't have to do that. I really do appreciate that. And great live stream today, man. I tuned in as much as I could because I was at work. But good live stream today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, do me a favor, if you could.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm done with my call. Take Stuck in the 80s next.
I don't know his number. I don't have it saved.
Well, no, I mean, you'd have to ask him to call in. I mean, obviously, you'd have to work it out with him.
Oh, is
but
he asking? Okay.
He says he's 0 for 22 on call-in.
Okay, do me a favor. Stuck in the 80s. Do me a favor. Because Stuck in the 80s is a fantastic subscriber of mine. Stuck in the 80s, do me a favor. Type your area code in the chat. Not your
Most
number,
likely.
just your area code. And I will stop blocking calls. I'll keep blocking calls until I get you. After I hang up. But go ahead.
All right. But anyways, so I called in about baseball because we touched on it a little bit when I was on my live stream.
Okay.
So we talked about the DH. What would you do to make baseball more exciting? Because obviously it's falling behind basketball. What would you do if you had a chance to make baseball more exciting? Because I mean,
that's a great question.
I'd like to keep I'd like to keep the game the way it is, but you know, obviously we live in a time where people want to see excitement. So what would you do?
All right. I'll tell you, man. That's one of the best questions I've ever received because that's a big problem with baseball is people are getting bored. Now, they've tried to pick up the pace of play with the time, the 20-second time or whatever it is that you got to make a pitch or get in the batter's box, whatever it is. But, I mean, that doesn't do anything. It's tough because the problem with baseball and making alterations to the game, it is so statistically driven, more so than any other sport. Like, in terms of, like, making the Hall of Fame. Like, football, they don't go by stats. They go by guys that perform well in the playoffs and are champions. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, baseball, they have magic numbers. They have 500 home runs. They have 50 home runs in a season. And if you ever alter the schedule and you shorten it to 120 games, 130 games, which is probably the best answer for this question, the players would be fresher. The individual games would mean more. But if they did that, the players would never approach the records, and that is such a big thing in baseball. Like you know what I'm saying? Like breaking records, like a lot of people like tune in for that, right? Like when people are approaching the Joe DiMaggio hit record, stuff like that. Like people tune in for that, and that's why I don't think they'll ever make alterations to the schedule. In terms of and the sad thing about baseball, thank you so much, Entertainah. I really appreciate that. He says bring a couple of pole dancers into the stadium, that'll lighten it up. But the sad thing about baseball is it's actually in a really good state right now. Like they have a lot of really young superstars. Like they have a lot of young talent with the Machados, the Trouts. I mean, there's tons of players. There are tons of players, Altuve, like that are under the age of 27, 28 years old that are really good players. But you're right, it's a slow game, especially the new generation. They don't relate to it because they want.
Plus, they don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, they want a lot of action, and you're absolutely right. And maybe making the DH will liven up the game a bit. You'll see more home runs in the National League. Maybe make a rule where you can't.
Before you continue on.
Yeah, go ahead.
You'll see more home runs in the National League, but not in Met Stadium.
Good point. Well, maybe a few more, but not a lot more. Yeah, and so, yeah. Well, I'll tell you when they first
that porch is huge.
Well, when they first made Citi Field, I don't know if you remember, because they actually made alterations to the stadium. When they first made Citi Field, it was ridiculous. I mean, it was David Wright. I think only hit 9 home runs the first year at Citi Field. Because of how maybe I'm shorting him a little bit, but because of how deep it was, and he had at least 5, 6, 7 balls that went off the top of the wall that year, and I remember he was so discouraged, and that's why they brought it in a little bit because they were worried that hitters wouldn't want to come to the team.
Yeah, I hear you.
It's a much fairer park than it was. It's still a pitcher's park, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But I mean,
it's tough, let's face it, that's why
it's tough to answer your question. To be honest with you, it's very tough because it's a game where you can't make a lot of adjustments because, like I said, those records are so. Baseball is so statistically driven, so much more than any other sport. And that's why I don't think they'll make a lot of changes. It's tough.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I
will say one guy that really seemed to get a lot of people's attention last year was Ohtani. Because of his, he's a foreign player. He could both pitch and hit. Obviously, with the injury, though, he's not going to pitch this year. But it seemed like he brought up a lot of excitement to the game. Once in a while, there's one of those players. Trout, as good as he is, doesn't seem to bring that I don't know. He doesn't seem to be the type of player that... Like, Ichiro was like that when he first came in. A lot of people loved watching him. But Trout doesn't seem to have that effect, even though he's an unbelievable player.
Well, I don't really think that Trout was, the type of player to, kind of reach out and, kind of, bring people to the game. He seems like a player who keeps him to himself. He's not out there. How many times have you seen Trout in, some sort of commercial or some sort? I mean, I see him every once in a while, but not like the other athletes. You know what I'm saying? You more likely to see Manny Machado or Mookie Betts than you would Mike Trout, even though he's better and probably more well-known than both those guys. It just doesn't seem like he wants to grow his brand. He's just all about the baseball. That's a
good point. But I'm going to let you go because I got a bunch of people calling in. But I just want to say again, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much thank you so much for all the hard work you put in on YouTube. It does show. I think you're a great YouTuber. You just got to keep up the hard work, man. You will grow eventually. Just keep putting in the work. Next football season, I know you're going to pop off. So just everybody sub up One Giant Rebuttal. He puts in a lot of work over there. Thank you so much for calling in, buddy.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
All right, I'm going to keep... I know last week, he's one of my best subscribers. Anthony Marchuka, thank you so much. He said... I'm going to wait. He says, what do you think of trading back and getting a 2020 first-round pick for next year and use that as ammo to trade up? I'm waiting for you, Stuck in the 80s. 413, you said, right? I'm going to answer your question in a second, Anthony. I'm just waiting for this caller. There he is. All right, Stuck in the 80s, before you talk, I just want to answer Anthony's question. He says, what would you think of trading back and getting a 2020 first-round pick for next year and use that as ammo? Now, a lot of people have said that, and I don't think it's a bad idea if it matches. Now, the only way they're going to do that, Anthony, in my opinion, is if they don't like Haskins, or if they don't like a quarterback at 6. They don't think he's worthy of that 6th pick. And if they don't, it makes a lot of sense to trade back. It really does. Because you could still get a really good player in this year's draft with the 12th or 13th pick. And like you said, it gives you that ammunition to then trade up in next year's draft when it's a better quarterback class I'm completely for that idea if they're not in on Haskins. I'm completely for that idea. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry I had you waiting there. I just wanted to answer his question.
No worries. It is I, the doppelganger, stuck in the 70s.
Stuck in the 80s, by the way. Love this guy. He did his first... Well, was that your first live stream yesterday?
Yes, sir. That was my first live stream. I
did a great job.
Figured why not.
Did a great job. I never thought I'd be entertained watching a guy critique gloves, but I was. You did a great job. You did a great job over there, man.
For the record, they are Freddy metal gloves, not just like leather gloves, something weird. I was reviewing the Nightmare on Elm Street gloves you can get online, not designer fancy stuff.
Yeah, no, you did it. I loved it. I loved the stream. I went back and watched it because, as I told you, I was in an Uber. I couldn't hear the volume. I think you did an excellent job. You really did.
Thank you. I put a little time into building that little set there. I wanted to look, as best as I could.
Mm-hmm. So what's up, man? What do you want to talk about? By the way, I'm going to have you on the channel soon. Probably this Tuesday, I'm going to have Meet the Mets. He's a YouTuber who's been on here for a while, and he was one of the first YouTubers to really embrace my channel. I see Philly 500's in the chat, by the way. I didn't see that earlier. Please sub him up. But I think the next Tuesday I want to have you on. Even though, because I know you're a big Giants fan. We can talk some movies, talk some sports. So I think the following Tuesday I'll have you on.
Great. It works for me, bro. I'll make sure I'm clear.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about, buddy?
Well, first of all, I got to say, because it's here, Mad Dog is a bad dog because he knows the Giants stink.
That's a great rendition. I think you actually have a better voice than Philly. I'm not going to lie.
I do the videos. I am actually a professional musician on the side as well. I do death metal, and I'm in the worship band of my church. So go figure. It's a long story, brother.
Oh, so you actually is that what you do for a job? Like that's your main job? You're a musician?
No. I wish. No, just for a hobby, for fun. But it's
very cool.
Doing it.
Very cool. So what's up?
So I always have to come in prepared with a question, and I have one for you. What is your favorite New York Giants memory? Not necessarily a play, but a memory that will stick with you for the rest of your life. Maybe you're with people, something happened, but wanted to throw that your way.
I mean, I can't say it's anything but that first Super Bowl, with Eli Manning. Obviously, I have so many great memories, as a Giants fan. But, I mean, that first Super Bowl, I always say it, nothing is ever going to top that. I don't think for my whole life for any sports team. I mean, as a big Mets fan, I feel like I'm going to be really emotional when they win, if they win. But, I mean, the method in which the Giants won that Super Bowl, what they had to do to get there, the team they had to beat in the Super Bowl, no, I don't think anything will top that for the rest of my life. I really don't. I think you can argue that championship might be the greatest championship for a fan base, of any fan base, ever. That's how crazy it was. The run that team went on and the team they had to beat in the championship. That Patriots team, if they win that game, they go down as the greatest team in the history of football, as far as I'm concerned. And the Giants were a team that just snuck into the playoffs. And it was just incredible, that run. With a quarterback who really had no success throughout his career before that run. It's just incredible. It was so unexpected, and everything just clicked at the right time.
Yeah, brother, you got it. Real quick, if I could, that is my favorite New York Giants memory as well, for a lot of the reasons you just mentioned. But I moved to Fredericksburg, Virginia in August of 2007, and as a joke, I said to my friend AJ in the first week of January, hey, I'm coming up for the Super Bowl. He tells all my friends that I'm coming up for the Super Bowl. So now I feel obligated to drive to Massachusetts, which is a 450-mile drive.
Oh my God.
I end up watching the Super Bowl with a ton of Patriots fans and watch them eat crow as we make our team 18-1. So it was like double bonus for me.
That's incredible. I just want to say thank you so much, Movie Critic, for the super chat. It means a lot. Thank you very much. But, yeah, I can't even imagine getting the opportunity to watch that with Patriot fans, because I'm a very optimistic fan. I thought there was no way in hell the Giants were going to win that game. I will say, as the game was getting going, I started, at halftime, I was like, we can win this game. That first drive is one of the great, even though it's boring, in that Super Bowl, is one of the greatest drives ever. Because the way that they were able to chew up that clock, even though they only got 3 points, they killed 10 minutes on the clock on that first drive. And it was just a way to make a statement in that game, and they set the tone early,
Dude, I have that on DVD box set, and I watch that game at least once a year. Maybe it's because the Giants suck so much right now. I need some positive Giants moments, but still, I watch the game once a year.
Yeah, and there's so many memorable plays from that game. A play that often goes overlooked is the Steve Smith. I think it was like a 3rd and 11 or 12, and Smith got a big first down on that drive.
Yeah, the Plaxico catch, of course, everybody knows the Tyree catch, but the Patriots get the ball back with a little time left and a huge sack from a rookie. I mean, all our rookies stepped up that year.
Yeah, Alfred got a big sack there. I remember that. He rocked Brady on that last drive. But yeah.
Real quick,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if they're still in the chat, but Chris Senior, Enzo, Kendra, they all stopped by for my first live stream Wednesday night. So anybody that stopped by, I really do appreciate it. I'm just doing Wednesday night things. If I could, my cheap plug 9 o'clock for about 15 or 20 minutes, because I don't want you to get bored of me talking, because I don't have the capability like Chris to talk for hours and keep people entertained, which is why he's the entertainer, so step up and like.
I think you do. I think you're doing a great thing over there, and I'd be shocked if a year from now your channel doesn't have at least the amount of subs I have now. Like, I really think your channel is going to blow up. I love your channel.
Thank you, brother. I do appreciate that.
All right, man. Thank you so much for calling in, buddy.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. And Chris is still in the chat, and Scott's still in the chat. Love those guys. The pass to Amani Toomer. Yeah, pass to Amani Toomer. Amani Toomer, of course, also caught that touchdown in that Cowboys game in the playoffs during that run, too, which was a huge touchdown. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Sit down, New York Giants fans.
What's going on, Sperm? So how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Thank you for calling in, man. What's up, man? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I just got done watching the Sixers game not too long ago, and I want to know.
Were you watching it with Philly 500? I know Philly streamed that game.
Yeah, I mean, I was in there a few times.
Yeah. So what's up? What do you want to talk about?
Do you think that they have like a decent shot to go to the finals?
I like the Tobias Harris acquisition. And obviously you guys have a ton of talent. I mean, Simmons, Embiid, Butler. Yeah, I think you do have a decent shot. I would right now consider you guys the second favorite in the East. I like Toronto a little bit more. But I think you guys have a really good chance. I don't think anyone in the East is going to put up a fight with the Warriors unless they sustain a big injury. But I like your team. We have to see how it fits, but you certainly have the talent. You can certainly argue that you have the most talented team in the East. That's for sure.
Honestly, our coach, especially last year in the playoffs, I mean, Brett Brown, he's gotten better, but he's cost us so many games. And if we had just like a semi-decent coach, I mean, we could be a top team, and we are, but we could be like number one.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. What did you guys? I forget. I know you guys gave up a couple of good players for Butler. No one. Covington, right? Was he one of them? Or no?
Covington and Sarge.
Yeah, Sarge. Yeah. Do you think Butler's just going to be a rental, or do you think you guys will keep him next year?
I think we're going to try and re-sign him, but I could see why Butler might leave, because now with Harris, Embiid, and Simmons all on a team, it seems as if he's kind of getting left out right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to go to another team.
Because I don't want him. I don't think he's worth the max contract, and I think somebody's going to give it to him. I just want to say have a good night. I saw one Giant Rebuttal said he was going to leave too. If he's still here, have a good night. Stephen Perez, have a good night. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. And I'm sorry we had to restart it so late. Immature kids. But and I just want to say thank you for all you do for my channel. You do help me out. I just want to say thank you for that. And everybody that tunes in all my live streams and always help me out. I want to say thank you.
Oh, yeah, I have a blast every time.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. But yeah, anything else you want to talk about?
Yes, we got an absolute steal trading Markelle Fultz.
Now, I know you traded him. You got a first-round pick, right? You got a first and a second?
We got a first and a second.
Yeah. And it'll probably be a late first, but it's probably going to be a late first, but it's still, I agree with you. I think Fultz was a bad draft pick, and get what you can. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, it was a bad pick, but it'll probably go down as one of the busts. I mean, there's been so many first overall busts. I mean, Oliver Candy, Kwame Brown. There's a few others. There's Anthony Bennett. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. But he's going to be up there, in my opinion. He might improve, but I don't think he's ever going to be a big difference maker at the NBA level.
Yeah.
But I'm going to let you go because I got some people calling in. I just want to say thank you for the call, my man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, buddy. All right, thank you so much for calling in. What's going on?
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Bobby from Vermont. How could I ever forget that beautiful voice? What is going on, Bobby? Thank you so much.
That beautiful voice. Did you hear the sad news who died today?
No, I was working all day. Who died?
Frank Robinson died today.
Who died?
Frank Robinson.
Oh, the baseball player. Frank Robinson died? Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't even know.
Yep. Yeah. That was pretty sad, huh?
How old was he? He got to be in his 80s, right?
Yeah, he was 80-something, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
80-something. He was a great player. I think he had... Did he have 600 home runs? He had over 500.
Around that, and he was the only person to win MVPs in both leagues.
Yeah, great player. Great player. 83, there you go. Cushman just said it. He of course
Who said that?
Cushman, baseball chat. He was the manager. Wasn't he the manager for the Nationals, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes, he was. Yes.
Yeah. Great player. I know he's up there all time in home runs.
So, what do you think the Mets are gonna? You think they're gonna pick another pitcher? You were saying?
I don't know if they're gonna do it, but at this point, I think the Mets lineup is pretty set, and I think their best, like, if they could add, I think it would be to the starting rotation or to add another arm to that bullpen, and I would have my sights set on Gio Gonzalez. I think he would.
Who is another free agent out there besides him?
He's the biggest name. He's the guy that I think could potentially make a difference to this rotation.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher still.
Yeah, Frank died yesterday. There you go. Switch House just said it. Actually, I think I did.
Okay, I meant yesterday.
I think I did hear it. Yeah, I think I did hear it briefly. I just forgot about it. But yeah, that's sad. I mean, he was an all-time great baseball player, a Hall of Famer.
So who do you think the Giants are going to pick up when we get drafted?
There you go, 586 home runs. I knew he was close to 600. Who do I think the Giants are going to draft?
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait till tomorrow. You're going to have to wait till tomorrow. My mock draft video is coming out.
When time does it start?
Well, it's not going to be live. What's going on, Spotlight? Sub Spotlight. He always gives me a lot of love on his channel. Go over there, Sub Spotlight. He's doing great work over there.
That other guy sounds funny. The guy you just talked to before, Sperm Cell.
Oh, Sperm Cell's
the 80s guy?
Yeah, he's hysterical. The 80s guy's great. But,
where's he from?
I have no idea. I never asked him.
Oh.
But you asked me about who the Giants... I'll let you know tomorrow. It's not going to be live. It's going to be a video. But I'll say this.
Right.
I'm going to say this right now. My mock draft video, it's going to have a trade, Movie Critic. It's going to have one trade. But it's not... Nobody's trading up. Because I wanted to give my opinion for the first mock, even though I think it's very possible that somebody is going to jump the Giants to try to get Haskins or a quarterback. The quarterback they desire, Drew Lock, is a rumor. The Broncos like him. But I wanted to do my first mock, letting people know who I think they would take if nobody traded up. So tomorrow, there is one trade. I have somebody jumping after the Giants to move up, but it's nobody's jumping the Giants. The Giants are going to pick at 6, who I think they would if nobody jumped them tomorrow.
And but who do you want them to pick up?
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to find out. Well, it's not even who I want. This is based on who I think they would take.
Yeah.
It's not who I want. It's based on who I think they will take. And you guys will find out tomorrow.
They need an offensive line. That's for sure.
Yeah, and Skins fan all day, by the way. Please go over there and sub him up. Show me so much respect to my channel. He just asked, and I'm going to ask you this question. He says, where do you think the Giants will place next year in the NFC East? I'm going to let you answer that, Bobby.
Giants next year?
Yeah.
Hopefully first.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll say this. To be honest with you, Skins fan all day, it's impossible for me to answer that right now. It depends on the direction that this team goes. If they take Haskins in the first round or a quarterback with that first round pick, I would say they're probably going to finish either 3rd or 4th because I think they're rebuilding. If they draft a guy who I think is going to make a immediate impact on this team in the first round, they could win the division. I'm not saying they're going to, but it all depends on. All right, buddy. Have a great night, Dr. Monic. It all depends on who they take in the first round, in my opinion, and how they shape their team in free agency. So come back to me after the draft, and I'll let you know.
But Dallas, and I don't think the other three teams have a good quarterback either.
Well, Dallas, Dak Prescott played well this year. I still don't love him.
Yeah, he got lucky.
Yeah. 409 number, G-Man. Okay, I'm going to take G-Man next.
And
because he
Redskins
always
don't have a quarterback.
I'll be taking you next, G-Man. I'll make sure to pick up your call next because I know you always try to call in.
Red Sox. I meant the Red Sox. I meant the Redskins don't have a quarterback.
I think the Redskins will draft a quarterback. I'd actually be shocked if they don't. I think they're going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, they need a quarterback.
Yeah, well, they could
and
acquire
then the
one.
Eagles are not going anywhere either.
They could acquire one via free agency, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, well, you know who I want. You know who quarterback I want.
Who do you want?
On our team.
Foles?
No.
Bridgewater.
I told you this.
Bridgewater.
What?
Bridgewater?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. You did tell me that.
Me and Mr. Bad Dog wants him too.
Yeah, Bridgewater.
Is he still out there, Mr. Bad Dog out there still?
Well, Rover Sports is in the house. Love Rover Sports.
Who's in it?
Rover Sports.
Who? Hey, that's what's his name?
Spencer.
What's his name?
Spencer. He's the best.
Spencer, how you doing, Spencer?
He's the best.
Nice to see Spencer.
But I'm gonna. G-Man49's been trying to call in. I'm gonna take.
Oh yeah, I'll let you go.
Yeah, Bobby.
Okay,
I just want to say thank you for being a fantastic subscriber. Thank you for always.
When is your next call-in show?
Every Monday I'm doing call-in shows. Every Monday, and I'm
Do
gonna.
you think that guy thought I was crazy? The guy you did the basketball talk with?
Who, Sim?
What did he say about me?
No, he loves you.
He's coming a little crazy.
He thought you were hysterical. He thought you were hysterical.
Oh, good. I like to be hysterical. You guys are awesome.
All right, Bobby.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Thank you so much
You too, guys.
for being a great part of my channel. I'm going to let G-Man409 call in now because I know he tried calling in last time. So I'm going to let him call, and then I'll get back to taking other callers. So G-Man409, go ahead and call. You told me your area code's 409. I'm going to wait for G-Man409, then I'll get back to the other callers. I'm going to give him like 20, 30 more seconds because I have a lot of people calling in. G-Man409. You got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 19. 18. 17. 16. It's not him. Not him. 409. I'm waiting for 409. I got 10 seconds. There he is. G-Man409, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris? How's it going, brother?
Oh, man. What's up with you again? I just want to apologize now that I got you on the phone. I absolutely should have given you a shout-out in my thank you video, and I felt bad after the fact. So, you've been with my channel.
It's cool, man. Yeah.
You've been with my
I've been watching you for a minute since, I remember when you had that 1,000, when you was giving away that hat. I was trying to get it, but didn't get no luck.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Just trying to talk to you. Remember, we did bad on that over on the Super Bowl. Fucked us.
Yeah, absolutely. And Caesar, I'm not trying to play favorites, but I know G-Man49 last show couldn't get through, and he's a very good subscriber of mine, so I wanted to take his call. What's going on, bud?
Yeah, no, I'm happy football's done with, so now I'm gonna switch it up on you now. The two free agents, the Knicks. You're a big Knicks fan. Who you think we should pick up?
I think it's got to be Durant and Kyrie if they're going to sign free agents. I think that duo, obviously Kawhi if he's available, but I don't see him coming to New York. I don't think he'd be a good fit. I don't think he has the personality for New York. I think if they're going to acquire some big free agents, I think it'll be Durant and I think it'll be Kyrie.
I see Durant maybe as a kind of hard to get, but I definitely see Kyrie coming.
I think Kyrie wants to be. I do.
I think we need a good floor general with some experience. You know, they have a good point guard back in New York in the Wall.
Oh, they haven't had a good point guard since I've been watching the team. I was born in '85. I mean, I know Mark Jackson was I wasn't watching the team back then. I mean, the best point guard.
I was a big
Harper. Harper's the best point guard they've had since I've
been watching. After that was it Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward was decent. You don't know, superstar, but
no, they haven't had a legit point guard since Harper, and even then he was old. He was old.
Yeah, I know when we got Marbury, I was all excited for him, but it wasn't. We didn't get the original Stephon. We got the washed up one.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Marbury's stats, he put up good numbers, but he wasn't good. He was not good here. He was not good. You know.
But he did put up. He gave him a lot of money too.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. He wasn't worth it. Obviously, he had that whole nonsense where he got, with the whole sex thing or whatever. I don't even remember what it was, but they had some kind of controversy with him and Isaiah Thomas, and that was really the end of his career, really, in the NBA.
Yeah, and when he shipped him to China, he's a big star over there.
He's like the god there. He's like the Babe Ruth of Chinese basketball. You know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man, I was just calling to check in with you. I gotta try to get in there. With
yeah,
y'all.
Man. Are you
Every
kidding me,
man?
Anytime you want to call, anytime you want to call in. By the way, I'm not gonna give anything away, but there's a good chance. I would say there's a decent chance I'm gonna actually be moving to Texas in about 6 months.
Sure. Stop lying, for real.
I'm not gonna guarantee anything, but there's potential plans in the works.
Yeah, you should definitely come check it out once, man. Like I was trying to get everybody from the Giants YouTubers, like, come check out, tailgate to come watch that Dallas game, with Sports Fury and all them guys.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We will see. But I just want to
if
say...
you definitely come up here,
I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm definitely going to check it out. But, yeah, it's not
That's cool, man.
Yeah, man. I just want to say thank you so much for calling in, buddy, and I'm going to take the next caller. But thank you so much for being a great subscriber, G-Man.
Go ahead, man. I appreciate everything you do. Like I said, for me being up here in Texas, any Giants material I can get out there on the internet, I'm on there. So when I click your name, I seen it, I liked it, I soaked up, and we've been going since then.
I appreciate that, man. I really do.
But have a good night, bro, and I'm going to just jump back up on the chat.
All right, buddy. Thank you for calling in.
All right,
next caller, you're on live with the Entertainah.
Hey, so let's talk about the New York Lizards, man.
The New York who?
The New York Lizards, the lacrosse team.
Is this like a prank, or are you serious?
No, I'm serious. Do you know anything about, lacrosse?
I have no idea. I was a baseball player in high school, and in high school you either played baseball or lacrosse, and I played baseball.
All right, well, do some research, man. So let's talk about the Titans now, because I'm from Tennessee. We should talk about the Titans.
All right, I could do that. What do you want to talk about?
Okay. What do you think about their offensive line?
What do I think about the Titans' offensive line?
Yeah.
I
think it sucks.
It's not great.
I think that we can't protect Mariota.
I think your biggest problem. I'm not a big fan of Mariota. I'm not. He's okay, but I don't know. He's not like a guy that I could see making. I know he did against the Eagles this year. He converted. I remember watching that game. He converted like a 4th and 13 down the stretch. But I just feel like he's not the type of guy that I'd want as my quarterback. I don't like Mariota.
Yeah.
I love the running back you got over there. I think Henry's great. And I think he's only going to get better. They've started to use him more over the last couple of years. Tennessee, the one thing I'll say about Tennessee, they're very disciplined. They're not a team that beats themselves very often, but they lack talent. They don't have a lot of talent on that team. They really don't.
Yeah, totally. I think we have talent. I don't know, we're just not using it.
Yeah, I just think you guys need more, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think you need more explosive playmakers. You don't have huge playmakers on that team.
Yeah. Do you think that we can beat New York though? I think we can beat your team.
Well, right now you.
Sure. I think we.
Right now you.
I think we'd clap your cheeks.
I just want to say thank you, Dylan, for the super chat. He says, "Hey, what's up, Entertainah? What's going on?" I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I can't say right. I mean, the Giants have won 8 games in 2 years. I can't be saying we're better than anybody right now. But all I'll say is we'll wait to see what the Giants do in the offseason, and we'll go from there. I think the Giants have. I don't think anybody would argue. I think we have a lot of talent at the skill positions. Barkley and Beckham. I think we need to fix. The trenches. We need to fix the O-line and the pass rush. And if we could do that in this offseason, I think the Giants could be dangerous.
Totally.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
But,
it was great talking to you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. And next time I will do New York Lizard research.
A-team!
All right,
please don't try to play us.
All right, that was the guy. I guess that was the same guy I was trying to sing before. He's got a pretty good voice, actually. A-team, please don't try to play us. He's got a decent voice. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, it's the movie critic. What's up, man?
Movie critic, what's going on, my man? Thank you so much for calling in, buddy.
Yeah, how's it going? So it's funny, that guy in Tennessee was talking about that. They beat the Patriots last year. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, well, the Titans made the playoffs the year before. I mean, they're kind of been like a team that wins between 7 and 9 or 10 games for a while now. They're kind of in the middle. And Philly 500 says he's got a beautiful voice. He really does. That guy had a really good voice. And by the way, check out Movie Critic. He's got a channel. I think you're going to start to put out more content, you said.
Yeah, definitely. I might have a video up tomorrow, actually.
Oh, very good stuff, man. So what's going on?
Yeah, so we're getting closer to the draft. I can't wait to see your mock draft video tomorrow. What time do you think that'd be up?
I got work at 12:30. I'm going to try to wake up at about 9 to film it, 9:30. And hopefully it's uploaded by about 11:30, because it takes a while for those videos to upload because they're long. It's going to be like a 25, 30-minute video because I'm doing an entire first round, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's complete. It's just a matter of filming the video now.
Yeah, I know. I uploaded videos and they take forever sometimes.
Yeah, especially when they're long videos. But I'm going to be doing 4 mocks. I'm doing one now. I'm going to do one after the combine. No, after free agency. And then one after the combine. Because, like, in this mock draft, I can't account for where, like, Nick Foles goes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going to wait till after free agency when there's quarterback changes to teams. Maybe I'll feel like they will have a different mindset in the draft. So I'm going to do one now, one after free agency, one after the combine, and then one right before the draft. There's going to be 4 mocks.
Craziest thing. I was on ESPN, and they were actually talking about Giants possibly trading for the first overall pick.
I did a quick video on that a couple of weeks ago. They were talking about that Kingsbury likes Murray, and they would trade Rosen, right? Was that what it was?
Yeah, but this is something different. No, I'm talking about the Giants possibly trading for the first overall pick just to get a player.
I would not do that. I like Haskins. I don't like him that much.
I agree with. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You know.
Yeah, the Giants have way too many holes to be trade. If the Giants are going to trade up, let it be the 5th pick or the 4th pick. I'm not trading up to the 1st pick. That would cost a fortune. And it's not worth it. In this draft, he's not the best player. He's not even close. There's so many good defensive players.
I agree with you 100%. I just saw Todd McShay talking about it on ESPN. I was just shocked. I was like, why would the Giants trade? Because they're going to have to give up so much to get up there.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. They've done it in the past. We've seen them do it with Eli Manning, but I don't see it. And that trade was different because the Chargers, they didn't have anything to risk because they needed a quarterback, and they knew that the Giants drafted Rivers. They did it after the Giants had selected Rivers. But I don't see it. I don't see the Giants they'd have to give up to move from 6 to 1. You're giving up at least probably 3 first-round picks. You're giving up this year and probably 2 additional first-round picks. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about baseball quick.
Okay.
With the Mets, actually. Do you think why won't the Mets go for Bryce Harper? I mean, why don't they ever go for like a top free agent like that?
Well, Wilpon's their owner. That's the main reason. They're cheap. The last time the Mets signed a premier free agent to a long contract was Carlos Beltran. They signed Beltran to, I think it was like a 7-year deal. And at the time, it was, I think, I could be wrong, but I think he was the highest paid player ever.
He was the highest paid baseball player at that time, yes.
Yeah, and obviously that worked out. Obviously a lot of Met fans will point to the strike 3, but overall, Beltran lived up to that contract. He was a good Met. But since then, the Mets have not signed anybody to a contract probably longer than 4 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Believe it or not, I like the Mets. Even though I'm not a Mets fan, I always feel like, they get the short end of the stick.
Yeah, it's tough being a Mets fan, but I always say this. When we finally do win a championship, it's going to feel like 20 Yankee championships. Because, like, Yankee fans are kind of spoiled. Like, they just like, oh, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win. You know?
Yeah.
And as a Met fan, it's going to just feel glorious when we finally win.
Listen, Chris, you know this. I'm from New York, so when the Mets were in the World Series, I was pulling for them, but too bad they didn't get it done.
Oh God, it was a horrible matchup. Had they played the Blue Jays, I think they would have won because they had a lot of swing and miss hitters, and the Mets obviously had power arms. And New York Mets says that New York Mets, New York Giants says the last big contract was Jason Bay. He's absolutely right about that. But if you could call me out on this if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I think Bay was only like a 4-year contract. Beltran was 7 years.
Yeah.
So I'm talking like, look, because you're not getting one of these guys on a 4-year deal. Harper's gonna. I mean, they're saying 10 years. But the last time it's more than a 4, maybe it was a 5, but I think it was a 4 for Bay. The last time they've spent a 6 or 7 year deal was Beltran.
Beltran. That was a great signing, though. I remember that.
Yeah, it worked out. Obviously, the strike deal, like I said, but it worked out overall. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for calling in. I just want to get some other calls in here before we tune out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in.
Take care and look out for my video sometime this weekend.
Absolutely. Let me know when it pops.
All right. Take care, bro.
All right, buddy. I see that the water boy report has popped in. I'm going to get to you in a second. Everybody, go over there and sub up the water boy. Luca's got a tremendous channel over there, and he's even a cooler guy. Luca was on the channel for a quick collab about a week or two ago, and after the collab, we talked for like 2 hours on the video. We were talking for like 2 hours. I love that guy. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, man? It's Nations.
Nations. I'll tell you. If you don't mind me asking, Nations, how old are you?
12.
I've never talked to a 12-year-old, and maybe Christian Orr, because Christian Orr is very smart too with sports. But I've never talked to a 12-year-old that knows more about sports than you. You're very knowledgeable.
Thanks. I just wanted to talk about like a few things regarding like I don't know. It's just like a concept that I heard of. If you were to change, like if you had the opportunity to change the onside kick rule, would you do it? Because I feel like a lot of times when I'm watching games, I feel like the games will be a little bit more interesting if they went on for a little bit longer. Because a lot of times, like certain teams are down by like one possession, yet onside kicks and the team that's kicking the ball, it's almost impossible for them to recover the ball. And I feel like if they get a chance, I feel like they should get more of a chance to be able to score and try to win the game.
I agree with you. Since the new have a good night, Sperm Cell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Since the new rules, nobody can recover onside kicks. I completely agree with you. I agree with you. Completely agree with you.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, I got a notification from NFL because I have the app downloaded.
By the way, I'm gonna just say one thing before you keep talking. I'm obviously we're gonna keep talking. Christian, I'll definitely. I don't want to kick other people out, but I will definitely reach you before the end of the show, Christian. All right, I'll remember the area code. I'll definitely reach you. But go ahead.
And the last thing I wanted to talk about was if you were able, like, if you had, would you trade Olivier Vernon? Because I feel like he's obviously he's aging. He's what is he? Almost in his 30s now.
I think he's 28. I think he's 28. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
He's definitely at least upper 20s, which is not young for football.
And basically, I don't know. It just, for me, I'm not sure like if I'm wrong, but I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like he's just too injury prone. I feel like he gets injured a little too much, and I feel like we can try to get something out of him because I feel like if we're doing a rebuild, we should try to get some more young talent, some more young superstars on the defense. That wouldn't be too.
Because he's due to make $40 million over the next 2 years, and I don't see a team, because of the reasons you just stated, that is going to pay him $20 million a year with the risk that he is. He's a good football player when he's on the field, but I don't see a team trading for him because of his contract. I don't. I think Janoris Jenkins, you have a better chance of trading than Vernon.
Yeah, that's understandable. All right, well, I'm going to let you go now. Keep up the good work with the content. I'm gonna definitely watch that mock video.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to releasing it tomorrow. Hopefully it comes out good. I'm a little nervous about it because it's going to be a very long video. I hope it keeps people entertained throughout. But I just want to say thank you so much for being a great subscriber and a great caller. Every time you call in, I have a blast. You're very, very smart kid.
Thank you. Keep up the good work. Let's hit 4K pretty soon. But yeah, keep up the good work. Keep making the nice quality videos. I'm looking forward to the live streams when the NFL season starts.
Oh,
and some of the
God,
basketball
And
live streams.
I hope that even if you're not a baseball fan, I hope you come in because I think we'll have fun during the baseball live stream. It's gonna be a lot of fun because I'm gonna get an opportunity to really talk to the chat because baseball's kind of slow moving, and it's a game where you can talk about the strategy of the game. I think it'll be an interesting stream. I think people enjoy it.
And since I don't watch baseball a lot, it'll give me a little bit more of background information or a little bit more interest in the sport. So yeah, that'll definitely be kind of fun.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, Real Giants Mafia. He's great. Every time he calls in, he is fantastic. All right. Next call. You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, Entertainah, my man. How you doing, brother?
Love this guy, Christopher Columbus. He has been with the channel since week 1 of the season. Big Jaguar fan. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man, my man. Hey, give me 1 second, man. Is it cool if you talk to the chat real quick? Someone's going to ask me a quick question real quick.
Yeah, I'll talk to the chat. Whatever. I'll give you a couple of seconds there. Yeah, Rover Sports. Right. Rover Sports. I'll tell you. Yeah, Spencer. Why am I calling you Rover Sports? I'm great friends with Spencer. The kid has a great future. Nations. He can make a YouTube channel right now and it would blow up. And if he ever wants to come on my channel via video as a guest, he's more than welcome to. I think he has so much knowledge. I love talking to that kid. I love talking to Chris Sinor as well. I have a lot of really smart young subscribers. I really do. That's what I love about these call-in shows. You get to talk to these people and you learn you learn about them. You know what I'm saying? Any steals in your mock draft, Chuck Sharts? All right, I'll give away one.
All right.
I'll give.
All right, my bad, Chris. What's
I'm gonna
up,
get to
brother?
you in a second. I just want to answer Chuck Shart's question there. I'll give away one. I think the best value pick in my mock draft tomorrow is going to be Greedy Williams. I had Greedy Williams falling in the draft to 19th overall. But go ahead.
How you living, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Working in the cold. It's tough, man, my job. But hopefully one day this thing pops off.
That's what you were saying. You're saying you're waiting in some 5-degree weather for an Uber or something like that, man. That's got to be crazy, man. 5 fucking degrees. I couldn't even imagine.
Oh God, it was. Yeah, it's and that Uber driver was the worst. He was the worst Uber driver. You couldn't get much worse. He was that bad. And I didn't even say he was driving in 2 lanes at the same time, by the way, and he was doing it for about 2 minutes straight.
Yeah, damn, man. You're lucky you didn't take your life.
Yeah, I know. So what's up, man? What's up?
Hey, man, I was hoping you can give me a topic to answer, man. I kind of like you shooting me a question. You know, it's kind of nice to change the roles a bit.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let me think. I mean, I know you're what other teams do you like? Are you just a Jaguar fan, or do you root for other teams?
I mean, specifically Jaguars, to be honest with you, brother. I mean, I'm always, rooting for the underdog, but yeah, I'm pretty devoted to my team, but
all right. I'll ask you a hypothetical. If you were the GM of the Jaguars and you had the option, you have to do one. You can't stay put. You have the option to trade up and get a quarterback or trade down and accumulate picks. What would you do? And by trading up, you're going to give up. It's not like a trade up where you're giving up a lot. You're trading up to the 5 spot to jump the Giants to get a quarterback. So say you're giving up 2 seconds to move up to the 5 to get a quarterback. What would you prefer?
Man, we actually talked about this the last time I called in, and
we did.
Yeah, it's all good, bro.
Yeah, and you said you'd rather trade down, right?
I would much rather trade down to accumulate more picks in the draft, just because it's a risky game, man. It's just a little bit too risky for me, as much as I'd like to see the Jags kind of pull the plug and really draft a possible franchise QB. I think it's just a little bit too many eggs in that basket. You know what I mean? There's just too much risk for the reward, in my opinion.
What quarterback? I don't know if you want a quarterback in this draft, but what quarterback that from what you've seen, and I don't know how much film you've seen. I've seen UCF Jaguars put out a few preview videos on quarterbacks. What quarterback in this draft, if you could hand select one, would you want for the Jaguars?
Well, see, the main reason I want to trade down is because I could see Jacksonville landing Daniel Jones or even possibly lock in a high teen to low 20 round selection. I can see them end up kind of being in the later back around that area. So I think it would be in Jacksonville's best interest to trade down, accumulate more players in the draft, because we on offense particularly we have a lot of roles we need to fill. We need to fill the right guard, we need to fill the right tackle, we need to get a tight end, we need a receiver, we need a quarterback, potentially a running back. If we let Fournette go, or if he chooses to not be in Jacksonville next year. So there's a lot of spaces on the offense that we're going to need to pick up and recover in free agency in the draft. So for me, I don't think it's smart to lose draft space and draft picks in order to just land a quarterback, because we, as desperately as we need a quarterback, we also need roles around the quarterback. Like you can get Patrick Mahomes in there, but if you don't have anybody blocking for him, and he doesn't have anybody to throw to, or he doesn't have anybody to carry the ball, it's essentially a waste of a pick until you can accumulate those factors and those characteristics around him. So
I completely agree with. And by the way, I'm just laughing. I was smiling at what Skins Fan All Day said. He said he'd love to see me in a Redskins jersey. I love you, Skins Fan All Day. I really appreciate the love you show on my channel. I'm going to continue to show love to your channel, but you'll never see that. But as far as what you said, I agree with everything you just said. I think a lot of people overvalue the quarterback position in football. Not to say it's not the most important position. It is. But there's a lot of things to go into making a quarterback successful, and I think a lot of people overlook that. And you bringing up Daniel Jones, I actually like him a lot. He's quickly moving up my rankings for this year's quarterbacks in this year's draft. I think he's the most pro-ready, actually, out of all of them. Because I'm not saying he's the best. I don't think he has the highest ceiling. But I think he's the most pro-ready out of all of them. Because he plays in a pro system. And I like him. I do like him. I don't want the Giants to take him at 6th overall, but I do like Daniel Jones. I do. I think he could be a good quarterback. Not great, but I think he could be a good quarterback at the NFL level.
And you know what, man? That's really all Jacksonville needs, is just a good quarterback. That's what we needed the past couple years. A lot of people, and I hate to say it, but myself included, we were on the Bortles train, and that train derailed, all last year.
I don't know what you were smoking.
Hey man, I'm over here in California, so it's a few different things, but yeah.
Bortles is garbage. I mean, I know that he had a decent year the year before because, oh God, Waterboy Report, thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that. Waterboy Report says, stand up. Thank you so much, Waterboy Report. Everybody go on over there. Such a classy guy. Great YouTuber. Go on over there and sub him up. But Chris, I know it's getting late. I want to get some more calls in, so I'm going to let you go.
I feel you, brother. Yeah, I feel you, man. Everyone's blowing up the chat. I just want to drop in.
Before I let you go, I just want to say how much I do appreciate you on my channel and everything you do for it, so thank you.
Oh, hey, man, and I wanted to say thank you for that thank you video, man. That was really cool of you, man. I can't think of another YouTuber that's actually done that, for their subscribers. I thought that was really cool, man. And it was as corny as it sounds, it was a great honor to be a part of that. So thank you, man. I really appreciate that.
I appreciate you saying that. And I just felt the other night with all the nonsense, I just felt all the love you guys showed me. I just felt the need to make that video, and that's why I did it. But thank you so much for being a great part of my channel.
I appreciate it, brother. Hey, man, stay warm out there, bro.
All right, my man. Thank you so much for calling. Peace. All right. I think we got Rover on the line. I think this is Rover.
It is. You made it.
My man Rover is on the channel. Anybody who is not subbed up to Rover Sports, what are you waiting for? This guy's adorable. He is the best. I love this guy every time he calls in. What's going on, my man? What is going on?
I'm adorable, but not like Bad Dog said.
The bear is in the chat. What's going on, buddy? What is going on?
Guess what? Dude, it really is. Like Chris Senor said, it's like World War III. I mean, you need to be, like, right on that trigger, man. I'm telling you, like, I listened to every one of your calls for the last half hour, and right when I think the call's over, I log out of YouTube, fire up this 914 number, and I freaking go. And I go, and it keeps on saying busy, and it says busy, and then I'm like, no, I've done it like 30 times, man. This show is outrageous tonight. It's popping.
I love this show, and I think this show's only going to get bigger because I think people do enjoy it. It's a lot of fun getting to talk to my subscribers. I'm just smiling at what Cruzan said, who I think was he shows up to a lot of my streams now. I just want to say thank you for that, Cruzan. I think he's a Bad Dog subscriber who came over, and he says that Rover changes his mind more than a bipolar woman. It's true.
Yeah,
I think even you gotta admit that.
I do. About like certain things, especially I think like the quarterbacks in the NFL draft, but I've also stayed true to my words on certain players, but it's just the draft process probably the most.
Yeah. Who right now? And Joe Musa, thank you so much. He just gave me a $2 super chat. He said this one's for Rover with 3 spoons at the end of it. Rover, of course. Rover, of course. Rover, of course, eats his. And now, when most people eat their cereal or their soup, you eat it like a human being. You know, you have your hand to the side. You bring the spoon to your mouth. You don't slurp. Not to saying he was slurping, but he's holding it like this. He's going like, it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen on YouTube. We did a stream and he was eating miso soup as we're streaming a football game. It was incredible. But go ahead, buddy. I didn't mean
it's one of the 8 great wonders of the world. You know, is me and the soup, and I need it, man. It's part of my identity right now. It's a rallying cry for me.
And I will absolutely Afghanistan if I can. Sometimes it doesn't allow me to go back in and do it, but do me a favor. Either you or Chad. Just write it in the comments after the video so I don't forget. Write it in the comments, and I will try to go back in and make him a mod.
Hey, Chris.
And Kendra, I do see you, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. It's just hard for me to keep up with the chat when I have callers. So I hope nobody thinks that I'm ignoring them. I'm just trying to make it a good show, for people that are tuning in to hear the callers. But go ahead.
When you're on a call with you now, Chris, like I used to call in back in the day. When like you maybe have like 10, 15 callers and I get in on like the 3rd try, and now I'm all the way getting back to like the 20th try. So like when you have your moment on Chris the Entertainer show, like you got to take advantage of it because it's short lived. It's the equivalent. This call right now is the equivalent to you're in a group chat with the hottest girl in your high school for like a week, and you have to kill it. You have to say all the right things.
Well, let's go. Let's go. You don't got much time. Let's go. Start saying
the right things.
You're
right. Well, you were going to ask me a question, which is even better. I love getting questions.
I honestly can't remember now because I got interrupted by Kendra. I got interrupted by Kendra.
Okay. I think that the best question tonight, what I heard is about baseball.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Realistically speaking, it's a simple question. Realistically speaking, who would you take? No trade downs. There's no surprise guy in terms of when I say no surprise guy. I think the only thing that would be a surprise is the consensus top 3 in this year's draft. None of those guys dropped to 6. Who do you want the Giants to take?
Right, Devin White.
I like Devin White a lot too.
A quick Devin White because he's a linebacker. He'll bring character to our defense. We need a leader on that side of the football. And I actually, I used to not like Justin Herbert, but the fact that he's going back for his senior year, the fact that he's 6'6", he's so athletic, he can move he could really move in the pocket, and he's very smart at reading defenses. I would put Tongo Vailoa and Herbert over Dwayne Haskins, and that's why I want one of those 2 guys next year over Haskins, because when you draft a quarterback, you have to absolutely love the quarterback, and this guy out of Ohio State played 1 season. It's too big of a risk for me, so let's go Devin White. And if Devin White is not there, that would be heartbreaking, because then there's a bunch of defensive linemen like the Farrell kid, the Rashawn Garys of the world, the Ed Olivers, they're all kind of in the same boat. And then it would be very hard to, pick a definitive pick, if Devin White is taken.
I'll wait till my mock comes out tomorrow. And I just see Kendra says, okay, I was here earlier. And Vodka Drinker, by the way, I don't know if he's still here. Have a good night, buddy. Thank you for tuning in. She was here earlier. I came back for a bit before I had to sleep. Have a good night, Kendra. Thank you for tuning in. I like Devin White a lot, too. I think he might be the most talented player in this draft. It's just but it's because he plays linebacker that he's not going in the top 3 because he's a middle linebacker. It's not a position that you generally draft in the top 5 or 6 picks of a draft. But he's extremely talented. He's a freak athlete. Freak.
That's exactly right. I
Yeah.
wanted to answer this one question too, before I listen to some of the callers. I love the question about fixing like American baseball or fixing Major League Baseball, making it more popular, and I think a great like solution to that is that I think that the star players need to go to the big markets. Like I don't think the Angels and Mike Trout. The person who said Mike Trout is not marketable. You have to go to a big market, and like Yasier Puig, I think you need like maybe 15 more Yasier Puigs in Major League Baseball to get the.
You know what? That's a great point. That is a fantastic point. That it's not necessarily the individuals in baseball; it's where they play. You look at. You're absolutely right. If Trout played for the Yankees, he'd be much more marketable. If he played, you're absolutely right about that. That's a great point.
I'm a fringe baseball fan. Giancarlo Stanton, didn't really know about him in Florida, but every at bat is so fun with him because if he strikes out, you're going to hear all the jokes about him not coming up clutch, and then if he hits a home run, you're going to hear all the Yankees fans defend him. So that's why Aaron Judge and Stanton, that's why they're so huge right now, and I think Aaron Judge has that chance to be that star. Have you ever listened to the Yankees on the radio? Ever? I know you don't live in New York, so probably not. Probably the Yes Network. I've heard the not in a long time. Their radio announcer is very he's not a very good announcer. He makes a lot of mistakes, but he has infamous home run calls. He has a rhyme for every player. And his home run call for Giancarlo Stanton, I don't even remember it off the top of my head, but it's something in Italian and it's horrible. It's the worst ever. But I was thinking about it as you were talking. Detonator, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "Hey Chris, I'm wondering." I didn't mean to interrupt. Before I go, you know who's the greatest? Before I go,
Rover, I'm gonna let you get it out. I just don't want to lose the super chat. He says, "Hey Chris, I am wondering, can you shout out my friend's channel? I hate to ask you this, but it would really help us out. But if you don't want it, I don't remember the name of the channel, but just type it in the chat. Sub it up, guys. Sub it up. I don't remember the name of the channel, but yeah, he's trying to grow up his channel there. But go ahead, ask me real quick, and then I'm gonna let you go, buddy."
Yeah, the PA announcer of the Yankees, I was going to say, is the PA announcer of the Giants, and he's the most classic. He was at the old stadium. He went Bob with the Harry.
Yeah, Shepard.
You remember that guy?
Shepard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Best voice.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Hey, man, this show is so awesome. It is so hard getting into this show. It's incredible. You could do this all night.
I just want to say before I let you go, I just want to say thank you for all the support you've given me on my channel and continue to do. Thank you for being a great friend. And, I look forward to continuing to work with you and just hanging out with you. I really appreciate everything you've done for me.
No doubt, man. It's pleasure's all mine, and I can't wait to get you up here to a Nova or Sixers game, man. So, take care, brother. Take care.
All right, Spencer. Have a good night, buddy. All right, we'll be taking the next caller here. Kristen, I will get to you next. I see the 619. I will make sure I answer you next. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, the Entertainah, it's John Latorno, man. What's up, my man?
John, what's going on, buddy? I haven't seen you in a while. You're a big Phillies fan. What's going on?
And the Eagles, you know that. Tell all the Eagles fans to stand up.
What's going on, brother? Love you, brother. What's going on?
I love you too, brother. It's a bitch to get in on your call, man. You're popping, man. I love it. I love it. Everybody needs to subscribe to you right now, man. You're the man. You and Bad Dog and Pizzle.
I love
Pizzle.
The man. I love Pizzle. I want to have
Pizzle. Man.
I gotta have Pizzle on the channel again soon. Obviously, I work with Bad Dog all the time. I love Pizzle.
Yeah, I love all you guys, even Rover Sports. Everybody that does their channel, I watch them because of you, Pizzle and Bad Dog, man. Thanks to you guys that they have people subscribing to their channel.
I appreciate that.
I just wanted to talk, let you know how you think. I'm hoping that everybody, the piece that the Phillies get, really pays off, man. Because I'm really, it's just getting me very juiced up for the season, man.
If I was a Phillies fan, I'd be jacked up. I think Real Muto was a fantastic acquisition for that team. I think he's one of the top 10 all-around players when you factor in that he's a catcher, position players in the game. He's unbelievable. You just got a steal, in my opinion, and as a Mets fan, I'm pretty pissed off. He calls a great game, great defensive catcher. He's got a cannon for an arm. He's got pop. He's got speed for a catcher. The guy hits doubles and triples. He usually gets 4 or 5 triples a year, I'm pretty sure, from the catcher spot. I mean, he's an athlete behind the backstop. He's a rare commodity.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. And like I told you before, before baseball spring training starts, I'm gonna have my Phillies channel up and go so we can start collaborating, man. Calling these Phillies and Mets games, going back and forth, brother.
Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely, man. If you get a YouTube channel up, man, I would definitely come on your channel calling Mets Phillies game. Absolutely, absolutely.
And my other question is, I know you don't want it to happen, but what percentage do you think of Foles landing as a Giant? What percentage do you think? I know you don't want it to happen, but what's your percentage do you think that could possibly happen?
I'm sorry, you said who'd you say?
Foles.
Oh, Foles? I'll give it a chance. There's a chance. I'll go 10%. I'll go probably like 5 or 6%. I don't think it's gonna happen, but there's a chance. There's a chance.
Okay. Yeah, man. I love your channel, homie. Just keep it going, Chris.
I appreciate
Stand up, Eagles fan.
Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy. Have
All
a
right,
good night,
man. Love you too,
Thank
bro.
you for calling.
All right,
Skins fan all day says, "Tell your caller I'm coming to the top." And Skins fan, man, keep putting in that work, man. You'll grow. Chris Tenor, 619, right? Call in. It's Cola. What's going on? Thank you so much for tuning into the stream. Anybody that hasn't done so, if you could, please hit that like. Don't forget to subscribe. Ring the bell if you're new to the channel. I'm gonna wait on you, Chris. I'm giving you 20 more seconds. There he is. Chris Sonor is in the building, one of my best subscribers. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what is up? First of all, I have to expose Chris for something. Chris likes ragu sauce. Chris dips his mozzarella sticks in ragu sauce. I just had to get that out of the way.
That couldn't be further from the truth. That couldn't be further. What's the next thing you're going to say? Like Olive Garden?
Oh, yeah. Chris likes all the pizza shop, all the generic pizza restaurants, Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars. It's actually Little Caesars, He likes Little Caesars a lot,
Yeah. So what's
up? He likes Olive Garden.
What's up, man? What do you want to talk about, buddy?
Yeah. First of all, Rover needs to get a haircut. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Rover needs to get a haircut. But yeah. Besides that, the Bulls wasted a lot of money on Carmelo Anthony. I don't know if you heard, but they cut him a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
That was a waste of money, honestly. Just to sign him. I don't know if they gave him a bonus or anything, or if they just gave him up front. But
I don't know much about the contract details there, to be completely honest with you, with Carmelo. I don't think they wasted much, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I heard it's not that much, but we could have gotten a better player. We could have probably gotten like a small player from the G League or something like that. And besides that, more NBA talk. What's it called?
I just want to say, Scott Thomas said, "Yo, Chris." Oh, he's talking to you. I thought he was talking to me. He's saying, "Yo, Chris."
Oh.
Yeah, he's happy you're on the phone. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, Scott Thomas. I can't believe you did it to Fluffy, bruh. You killed an innocent animal, bruh. You killed an innocent animal. It was a stuffed animal, bruh. He killed it.
I watched that. It was a funny video.
That was.
But
besides that,
what's up?
Yeah, the Lakers. They were saying that they might trade the whole starting lineup for AD. They might get Kuzma and
Kuzma,
LeBron,
Ball,
not LeBron.
Kuzma, Ball, Rondo, and Beasley.
Yeah, Beasley. Yeah. I think that's kind of stupid. That you already invested so much money into these guys that you're just gonna let it go for one player. I mean, that's kind of stupid.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't think it's enough. I don't think that those players are
that's true.
I don't think they're talented enough to acquire Anthony Davis.
That's true.
Anthony Davis is one of the top 3 players in the league, and I think he's going to be the best player in the league in 2 years. So I don't think they offered enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, if they're wasting way too much money. If they're gonna get AD, even if they don't trade it, if they're just gonna give them money just to go, they're gonna waste too much money. They're not gonna be able to max out other players or get other max players and stuff like that. Lakers are going in a bad spot right now because they already missed the playoffs. They wanted to go to the playoffs. They already missed it. Now that's what else are they gonna do? They can't get another. Their starting lineup is already so solid, but it's just LeBron didn't play those games that are really really hard to put. Like in those games that you're supposed to qualify for the playoffs, you're supposed to be healthy. You're supposed to be ready to go and stuff like that. And I think that's the one problem, that they just gotta get all their players healthy. I think Ball was out for a little bit. Kuzma, I don't know if he got injured, but I know Ball was out in the beginning of the season, I'm pretty sure. And then with LeBron out, I mean, if they're gonna go all out on AD, that's not enough. It's not enough.
Wow, by the way, I hear that is rare when I have a call. Usually the police sirens are on my end. I think that was on your end.
Oh, you heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
You heard that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Really?
But yeah, no, we'll see.
New York City 2.0.
I think it'll be interesting to see if you guys could get Anthony Davis pairing him with LeBron for next year. And somebody said top 3, no way. It's fair to say he's not top 3 yet. I think in 2 years he definitely.
Yeah, not yet. Not
he
yet.
Definitely.
You
will
got
be.
Curry, Durant, and LeBron. I think those are the top 3.
Yeah, I think in 2 years he definitely will be though. So we'll see. And Spotlight
Yeah.
Sports is back. What's going on, my man? Yeah, please sub that man up. But I'm gonna let you go, buddy, because I know a few more people want to call in. But
Yeah.
I just want to say
Yeah.
thank you for everything you do for my channel, my man.
Yeah. Yeah, go sub them up, guys. Go sub them up. Like, Waterboy, everybody in the chat, Joe Lutz, everybody, go sub them up. Chuck Shark, Stuck in the 80s. Everybody, go sub them up. Go sub them up.
Love this kid. Love this kid. All right, buddy. Have a good night, my man.
All right, peace out.
Spotlight. Anybody could call in. I think this is Cushman baseball chat.
Giancarlo, no se puedo parlo.
That's the home run call.
That's the home run call.
That's the home run call.
That's the home run.
And it's the worst.
Is this the Entertainah?
It's the worst home run call in the history of John Sterling's career. There are so many good ones. It's an upper decky by Hideki. That is simply demonic. Burn, baby, burn. El Capitan, El Como Dulce.
Robbie Cano.
Robbie Cano, don't you know? I mean, there's so many. Georgie Juiced one. The Great Bamtino. I could go down the list. But that home run call is disgusting.
He did change it, though. It didn't get much attention, but he did change it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. He did?
Yeah, the new one was like, it was like a parody of like a 70s song. It was like something, that ball traveled very far or something.
Sounds bad. And no, Spotlight, it's cell phone you called through. Cell phone. Or house phone, whatever. But yeah, what's up, man? What else you want to talk about?
Anyway, so I just want to also say that on your stream, when you were streaming like the Remuto trade, and I said I thought the Phillies overpaid. It was because I thought Jorge Alfaro was younger than he was. Like, he's actually 25. I thought he was still younger. I don't know. I just like messed up there. But yeah, but also I like you were saying, like you think the Phillies are the favorite. I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet. That the Phillies.
No. I say they're the favorite if they acquire Harper.
Maybe.
I think they definitely would be if they got Harper.
All right. For me right now, as all the rosters stand right now, this is kind of the unpopular like opinion, because I know like
I don't
like,
want to interrupt you, Joe Lutz. I think that's the second time, third time he says it. So I want to. I'm not. You can't beat my ass, Joe. You like me too much. You're not gonna beat my ass. He says you're gonna beat my ass if I move to Texas. But go ahead.
Anyway, so at the moment, I still have to pick the Nationals. I know it's an unpopular pick because like because they're probably the team with like the least hype around them, because like the Braves are like young and the Phillies are young, and then the Mets with all their acquisitions. But when you look at the Nationals, just their rotation is so solid, and I get like the Mets also have one. And I think the Mets could win it, too. I think all four teams could win it, really.
Oh, I will say, of all the divisions in baseball this year, I think the National League East is the one that is most up for grabs. And by the way, I just want to shout him out, because he always does. He's a class act. Arthur, he's a Lakers fan, always shouts me out. Go over there and sub him up. Really good guy. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. If he moves to Texas, he will be no, I will never be a Cowboys fan, Kendra. Never. But go ahead.
Maybe. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, so I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I talking about again?
You were. I don't even know. Yeah, you were talking about the NL East, how it's competitive. You're talking about the NL
Oh
East.
yeah, but for me at the moment, as the roster stand now, I still have to pick the Nationals just because of their rotation and all their guys have done it before, and they have probably in my opinion and like actually maybe the Indians have the best top three in the league, but their top three is as solid as it gets in the entire league, and then they're hitting. Juan Soto's only going to get better. They have a top prospect in Victor Robles that's going to emerge.
I know you know your baseball. You're extremely knowledgeable. I can't agree with you. I can't make them the favorite. They lost. Well, we'll see if they lost Harper, but they potentially lost Harper, and I know Murphy was hurt last year, but they lost their two best hitters.
Well, Murphy was hurt, and they replaced him with Brian Dozier.
No, I know they did, but I mean Murphy. I love Murphy. I think Murphy's gonna. Yeah, I think Murphy's gonna have a huge.
I actually said I like if you're going to Vegas and betting on the MVP, make a sneaky bet on Daniel Murphy in Coors Field. He's gonna absolutely rake. They're gonna make him a full-time first baseman. So that's his best defensive position. And so,
I completely agree with you. I think Murphy is gonna have a great year in Colorado. But buddy, I'm gonna let you go because I got a few people that are calling and it's getting late. But everybody, go back in the chat just one time. Just say that you got a channel, sub him up. He's putting in good work over there.
All right, just one thing is I want to ask you like for video ideas because it's kind of a boring off season. Like, what do you think would get like views?
I mean, anytime there's a big acquisition, you got to report on it immediately.
Yeah.
If there's the second Bryce Harper signs, get a video up there within 20 minutes.
All right. Thanks for the advice.
You got it, brother. Thank you for calling in.
All right. See ya. Thanks.
Man, I didn't mean to cut you off. Thank you. Redskins 24. Yeah, Redskins 24/7. Thank you for tuning into the chat. He's been very active in my channel recently. Don't think it goes unnoticed. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, what's good? What's going on, Chris? How's it going, man?
What's going on? What's going on? Who's this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you shot me out, man. It's your boy Arthur, man.
Arthur, love this guy. Huge Laker fan. Putting in a lot of work over there. Love this guy. This guy's the best. This guy's the best. What's going on, brother?
Not much, brother. Just chilling in, man. How's yours going, man? Shout out to the whole chat room, man.
Absolutely. And Spotlight Sports, by the way, the reason it's busy is because when I take a call, it's busy. So a lot of people trying to call in at once. I obviously could only take one call at a time. But go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, man. I was just out here, just watching the, NFL free agencies over here, and I was just watching the, NBA games between Pelicans and the Timberwolves, man, and the Sixers.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna ask you a question about the NBA real quick.
Sure, man.
I know you're a West Coast fan, obviously, with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
But which team do you think in the Eastern Conference, because that seemed to be the conference with the most action during the trade deadline, which team do you think put themselves in the best position to win that conference?
Well, in my opinion, out of the whole top, Eastern Conference team that put the best position is actually the Philadelphia 76ers, man. Honestly, man.
You love the Harris acquisition.
Yeah, because adding Tobias Harris, it actually now, shakes up the playoffs and shakes up the conference standings. You know what I mean? They just have Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, and now Tobias Harris is your team, and then you got JJ Redick. Come on now, man. They put it in the best position to win, man.
I will say they got a lot of talent on that team. And Skins Fan All Day wants me to ask you a very important question. He said,
"Oh, go ahead, man. Anytime."
Are you prepared? Like, do you have a note and pen in your hand?
What's that again?
You have to be prepared for this. This is going to take a lot of thinking. This is an important question. He wants to know. He wants to know how the spaghetti and meatballs are. And before you answer, I just want to say thank you so much to Joe Musa, one of my best subscribers. He says, "Have a good night, Chris. Great stream as always." Joe Musa, you're the best. Thank you so much. But
go ahead, man. Thank you.
How were those spaghetti and meatballs, buddy?
Oh, hey, man, they were delicious as hell, man.
Well, that's good to hear. You know I'm an Italian.
Delicious as hell, man.
How do you now? Are you a spaghetti guy?
But the reason.
Are you more of a rigatoni guy?
Yeah, the reason he mentioned spaghetti and meatballs, chat room. I'm about to tell you right now why he mentioned that spaghetti and meatballs, because we were actually playing Fortnite, between Landon and Skinsfan all day and me, Arthur. Because there's some guy in the freaking Fortnite live stream, he was just talking all that gangster stuff, like Spanish, like, like, I'm like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Like, he's talking Spanish. I'm like, we don't even know Spanish. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, Skins Fan All Day. Another super chat. You're incredible. He says thank you.
Oh, yeah, shout out to Skins Fan All Day, man. Hey, go subscribe to that man,
absolutely. I'm going to say the same thing. This guy has shown so much respect to my channel, and I want this guy to grow. And he does have a good person. I will say he has a great personality on camera. I think you'll enjoy him, even though he's a Redskin fan. Going over there and sub up. And Who Dat says good night, Chris. By the way, oh my God, Who Dat, real quick. Is it an 800 area code? Because if it is, you're a great subscriber of mine. I want to take your call. If it's 800 Who Dat, calling again after I'm off the phone, I will wait until you get through because you're one of my best subs. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to get through to you. But
that's okay, man.
Anything else before I let you go? I'm trying to get some people on here.
Yeah, man. Like I said, my Steelers actually made moves today. You know what I mean? Because we don't the story is reading that we don't even know if Shazier is going to be 100%. Shazier, right?
Oh yeah, Ryan Shazier, yeah.
Yeah, we don't even know it's going to be 100% healthy. That's why the Steelers.
I honestly don't think he's ever going to play again. I don't.
Yeah,
I really don't.
That's a bad injury, man. And they're gonna let Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown walk, man.
Yeah, they're
you think it's bad or not, man?
I think they're starting to get in rebuild mode, to be honest. They're gonna need to replace Roethlisberger sooner than later too. I think they're thinking about their future. Of course, they could replace him with the kid they drafted last year in the second round.
Yeah, man.
But I'm gonna let you go because I gotta try to.
All right, man. That's all I have to say, guys. I'm gonna give the chat room a chance to call in Chris. Shout out to everyone in the chat room, man. Hope y'all sub to Chris and make sure y'all check my channel out, man. I would really appreciate it.
Love you, buddy. Thank you for calling in.
All right, take care, man. Much love.
All right, my man. 800. If that is you, I'm gonna give you. I still call you Icy Dunks. I forgot your new channel, your new name. But I'm going to give you 30 seconds. I can't keep hanging up on people. I'm going to give you 30 seconds, and then I got to take a caller. 800. I will wait. I don't see an 800. I see a 215, a 9-something, and a 678. Movie Critic, thank you so much. I will give you a wrench after the stream. I don't have the chat in front. Actually, you know what? Hold on 1 second. I can. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me give you a wrench. Okay. I got to take a call, buddy. Sorry, I can't wait any longer. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up? It's Icy Dunks or Who Dat?
Oh, it is you. Okay. I thought you said 800. But what's up, my man? What's going on?
I called that number a ton of times. I got really.
Oh,
so kept declining.
What's up, my man? What's going on?
Nothing.
Love you, buddy. Love you. What do you want to talk about?
I guess we could talk about the recent trades of the NBA.
You mean the free agent acquisitions? Yeah. What'd you think of them? Who do you think improved their team the most?
I really don't know. I haven't been paying too much of the trades.
The Bucks acquired Mirotic, who's a nice stretch, nice stretch four. The Gasol, of course, was the biggest name. Went to the Raptors, and then you had
Marc Gasol.
Yeah, Marc Gasol. He's on the Raptors now, and Tobias Harris is now a member of the Sixers. Those were the three biggest.
The Sixers.
Yeah.
Ooh, the 76ers are going to be good this.
Sixers got a lot of talent now with the Harris acquisition because you obviously had the three big guys there to begin with Butler, Embiid, and Simmons. And now you had a fourth big guy. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough out in the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe if Marco Fultz wasn't that bad of a player.
Well, they traded him. They traded Fultz.
They did?
Yeah, they got rid of it. They got a first and a second round pick.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. He was amazing out of college, and then he just wasn't good in the NBA.
Mac S is in the chat, by the way. Love you, Mac S. He says, Sup, Tana, the top of the East just got a lot. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, it's fine. What was I going to say? Oh, do you think it's weird that the Pelicans didn't trade Anthony Davis?
No. If I was the Pelicans, I would have waited too, because you don't know, like, for the Knicks, for example, or the Bulls, or whatever. I would want to wait and see who has the first pick in next year's draft, because I'm not going to take the chance of, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if I make a trade with the Knicks for their first round pick and the Knicks lose the lottery and they get like the 5th pick? So it's like I would want to wait until the offseason too.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Would you?
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Greedy Williams on the Giants or Devin White?
Devin White. Not even close. Devin White.
Yeah.
Devin White. Not even close.
Devin White can hit.
Oh, Devin White's great. Devin White is a beast. Great side-to-side quickness. Tremendous athlete. He's going to run. He might run a 4.4 flat 40 at the combine, because he ran a 4.47 his senior year in high school, and he weighed 258. He now weighs 240. So you drop 18 pounds off that guy. He's a beast, and he used to be a running back. He was recruited as a running back. He's a tremendous athlete. He's going to be a great linebacker at the pro level.
Yeah. I think he's going to go either the Giants or Jaguars.
I think the Giants is. I think the Raiders are possible at 4. I think the Giants are possible at 6. I think the Bucs are possible. But I think the Raiders, the Giants. I think if he gets past the Giants, you're probably looking at who is the 8th pick? I'm trying to remember.
The 8th.
I know the 9th is the Bills.
I think Falcons maybe.
I can't remember, but I could definitely see the Raiders taking him. I could see the Giants taking him, or he could drop to like the 12th to 13th pick. We'll see, but I like Devin White a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd want him on the Saints, but we just want him picks.
Yeah, but anyway, it's getting late, buddy. I know you're one of my best subs. I wanted to make sure I got you in. I want to say thank you for calling in, buddy. I want to try to get a few more people in.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. See.
Yeah, Devin White's great. Skins fan all day. He's great. Well, what's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in. All right, he hung up there. I think this is Spotlight Sports Talk. I could be wrong.
Yes, it is, man.
What's going on, buddy? I saw you right
What
too.
is going on, my guy?
Love this guy, and he will be on. I forgot I had a guest lined up before. I have 2 guests lined up for the next 2 Tuesday shows. You are going to be the 3rd. So you will be on the channel in 2 weeks from this Tuesday. I think what you're doing over there, you are really building something good. You got a great attitude. I love the format with your live streams. You're really building a nice channel over there. So everybody please sub him up as well. Spotlight Sports Talk. But what's going on, man?
What's going on? I finally was able to, get on the Entertainah Talking Sports, finally get on the live stream. I've been waiting so long to get on here, but they can finally see me face to face. But
I just been grinding, man. I don't want to interrupt you. I just got a super chat. I always got to respond to that. Mark Israel, you are the absolute best. And Mark Israel, I would have loved. I don't know if you've been trying to call. He's one of my best callers. And he says hello to my favorite YouTuber besides Jet Central, which I'll give you a pass. You're a Jets fan. But thank you so much for the super chat, my man. But go ahead.
Oh, shout out to Mark for the super chat, man. The super chat is definitely good for you, man. You've been doing your thing. I finally, came across your channel, and it's just been crazy, man. You said something about Devin White might be going to the Raiders. I love it. I'm a Raiders fan at heart. That people say because I'm from Philly, they think that I'm a diehard Eagles fan. No, absolutely not. I like all my other 3 teams, but the Eagles. It's just something about these fans here, these Eagles fans. I just can't do it. I can't do it at all. I am a diehard Raiders fan. I've been a Raiders fan since '99, and I've been rocking with them ever since then, man.
And I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Skins fan all day. But why is it that? Because they're all the same people. So why is it that you find Eagles fans more obnoxious than, say, I don't know, Phillies fans, for example? Like, why is it?
Eagles fans go overboard when you see them rooting for Sixers, Flyers, or Phillies. They just go overboard. They go the extra mile for the Eagles more than any other team. Like, it's just ridiculous how it is in Philly. Like when the Phillies won the World Series here, it was crazy when he had the parade, but it was just worse when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. It was worse.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what, Spotlight. I just gained a lot more respect for you. A guy from Philadelphia, as a Giants fan. Obviously, I have a lot of Eagles subscribers, a lot of great people, and they have shown me that the Eagles fan base is not as bad as some people may say. But I've gained a lot more respect for you. A guy from Philadelphia that has gone out of his way to root against the Eagles. I mean, I love you, buddy. I love you.
Oh, I get a lot of heat here. Because you know my Eagles, my Raiders played the Eagles last season, and we almost beat them. I was just kind of, because they had Nick Foles in at the time, and hopefully my Raiders could get back to what they were, man. Because 2 years ago we was 12-4, and then Carr got hurt. It was just the way everything ended with us. Hopefully Gruden could get this together. Trading Mack, trading Cooper. It was just a terrible year for my Oakland Raiders. So hopefully we can find a stadium to play in and, be ready to move to Vegas in 2020. That's what we're looking forward to.
That's what I think is going to happen. I see Dell just popped in the chat. Just wanted to say what's going on to you. Crazy Mofo, who's a great subscriber of mine, great supporter of my channel, says that you're crazy, but he's a Raiders fan. So I respect that.
Yeah.
But no, the Raiders, I think they are at least 2 years away before they're competitive, but I really like what the Raiders are doing there, accumulating draft picks. I think Gruden has a clear plan, and I do think the Raiders are going to be very good within 2 or 3 years. I think they're going to be very good.
I think I like it better. I mean, Gruden did a lot of bad trades with, taking Mack and Cooper, but bringing Mike Mayock in, knowing that he's a draft specialist, he knows what players that fits what system. His knowledge bringing him to John Gruden is going to change a lot. We might not win the division, but I got a feeling we might make the wild card this year. We might, because I don't know what the Chargers are doing.
Wait. I know you're a Raiders.
We might make the wild card.
Whoa. I know you're a Raiders fan. But let's go over the AFC. You tell me you're going to make the wild card. Are you going to... All right, let's just start with the obvious. You're not better than the Patriots. Is that fair?
Yeah, obviously we're not better than the Patriots.
Okay. I'm just getting the obvious...
The only reason why I say that, because I feel like we're better than the Broncos, and it's a possibility the way the Chargers fell off, and they have a lot of key free agents leaving on defense. If they don't resign anything, we can beat the Chargers.
I know Crazy Mofo's a Raiders fan. He might not want to hear this. There's no way. I mean, you got the Raiders, you got the Chiefs, you got the Patriots, you got the Bills, who I think are going to be a lot better this year if they improve that offensive line with that defense. And I think Allen's going to take a step forward. There's way too much talent in the AFC. I don't see it. Not this year.
It's a lot of talent, but
I think the Browns are going to be much better. It's
a lot of
Colts.
talent.
I didn't even say the Colts.
Yeah, the Colts. But all I got to say I'm going to just put this out there. If it wasn't for Charles Woods' tuck rule, it wouldn't be no dynasty in New England. I'm just saying.
Well, I agree with that.
It wouldn't be no dynasty. We would have beat the Rams.
Well. I still think the Patriots would have won their fair share of Super Bowls.
I don't know. I just feel like that was our year. That year.
That year, you guys could. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think the Rams would have beat you guys in the Super Bowl. I do.
I don't know. We had Tim Brown. We had Jerry Rice that year.
You had a great team. I just think the Rams. I think the Rams were a much more talented team than the Patriots too that year. I just think that Belichick was such a great coach that he out-schemed them. But
right.
I do think the Rams would have beat you guys. I'm not saying they definitely would have, but I think they would have.
Right. But speaking of the Raiders, that's just what it is until we get our team together. But how are you feeling about my Sixers? You see the Sixers looking good right now. I'm loving the trades that we got. Jonathan Simmons didn't play tonight.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now. The Sixers are my pick to make the finals right now. They are. I mean, of course, injuries could play a factor because you guys got some experience last year They got a taste of the play. What'd you guys make the second round last year?
Yeah, and we lost to the Celtics.
Yeah, so you got a taste last year. You got a ton of talent now. I like the Sixers out of the East right now, as of today. I do.
Yeah, only thing I'm kind of nervous about with the Bucks getting Meritage, and he's like a stretch 4 or stretch 5 that can shoot from behind the arc.
That was a nice pickup.
And that just opens up
and
everything.
Gasol was a nice pickup for the Raptors too. Don't forget that.
Right, and Gasol. The East just got better. Now, just imagine we got those players, and AD came over to the East. I think it would have made basketball even more. It would have made it more level. Because, you know, everybody thinks the West is so dominant.
Well,
if AD would have came to the East, I think it would have been...
I think what will really balance the power next year is if Durant leaves the Warriors and goes to the Knicks or goes to an Eastern Conference team. I think that will balance the power.
I would like for KD to go to the Knicks. I would love for KD to go to the Knicks because it would be his team. I understand that he won so many championships with the Golden State Warriors, but if you can pull off an AD or a KD over in the Knicks, it'll bring more
everybody knows. Everybody knows. I'm gonna let you go after this because I want to get a couple more before I go off. But everybody knows that that when the Knicks are good, whether you hate the Knicks or not, when the Knicks are good, and it doesn't happen often, the NBA is good, and the NBA needs the Knicks to be good. They really do. They've needed it for a long time. And they need a superstar, and hopefully they get one this offseason.
Yeah, there's so many free agents out there that you can get, so it's only right for y'all to get it, man. I saw your video when you went off about, Mom, I'm on the phone. I bet you live stream on YouTube while you saying that. Y'all hear my mom's in the background.
Man, that's cool. That's cool. Bring the whole family over. Bring the whole family.
She's singing Michael Jackson in the background, y'all.
What is she singing? Which song is she singing?
Bad by Michael Jackson.
Oh, great song. Great song.
Oh, my God.
But, buddy, I got to let you go because it's getting late. I got to take a few more. But everybody, please sub up Spotlight Sports Talk.
All right, man. Thank you for having me on.
All right, my man. Thank you for calling in. I just wanted to give him a few more minutes because he shows a lot of respect to my channel over there. Copyright infringement. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Hi, how you doing?
What's going on? Who's this?
This is JJ.
JJ, is that your name in the chat?
I'm not in the chat. My brother's watching it right now.
Oh, okay. Very cool stuff. What's up, man?
How's it going?
I'm good, man. Just taking some calls, talking sports.
Yep. All right, so I just had a question for you. If so the Giants are the 6th pick, and so you're sitting on the board, and you got Kyler Murray and Dwayne Haskins sitting there.
Haskins.
Who are you taking?
Haskins. I don't think twice.
Haskins all the way?
All the way.
What is your reasoning for that?
I think there's too many risks with Murray. There's never been a quarterback at his height and his weight that succeeded in the NFL, and I know he could bulk up a little bit, but then I argue that he could lose. That I'm just of a belief that I don't like quarterbacks who have to live outside the pocket to make throws, and he's going to have to, in my opinion, at the NFL level. And he might be great. He might be a lightning, he might be a lightning bolt for 3 or 4 years. I just think he's bound to get injured, and I think there's a much higher probability that Haskins will have a longer career in the NFL. And he's more of the type of quarterback that I like, and I think he's more of a type of quarterback that fits what the Giants are trying to do as well.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. When I'm watching Haskins tape, I see a lot of similarities to Cardale Jones. That's the guy.
Do you really though? Do you? I mean, they played. I know they played at the same college, but
yeah, I know they're the same team. I just see too much of him in the tape. Like he'll make a couple great throws, and then out of nowhere, the next throw is just terrible.
I think Jones relied a lot more on his legs.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm not going to say this kid's great, but I like him. I do. I think he's got a very good arm. The worry I have with him is that when you look at the stats, under pressure, he did not perform well. And, that Ohio State team had a great offensive line. They didn't get a lot of pressure on him. throughout the season, and when they did, he did not put up great numbers. So I will say that's one thing that is a fair criticism on Haskins. I will say that.
Yep. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up, I'm a Bills fan, by the way.
Okay.
So
Very
this
good.
is the proposal that I have if I'm the Bills to the Giants.
Okay, you're picking 9, right?
Well, it's not trade picks, but this is what I'm saying. If I'm the Bills, I'm calling the Giants and saying, look, we know you guys made a mistake getting Nate Solder with that $17 million. I mean, he did all right for you guys, but
no, the first half he was horrible. The second half he was very good. Overall, it was an okay season. Obviously, didn't live up to the contract.
Yeah, so if I'm the Bills, I'm calling you guys and saying, we'll give you a 4th-round pick for him because
I know what you're saying because it's going to free up a lot of salary cap space.
Clearing up $17 million for you guys. You guys only have $16 million right now. You have to save like $10 million or 27, is it, or something like that?
I'll tell you, if I'm the Giants, I'd do that trade.
Yeah.
Because $17 million is a lot of money that they're paying that guy, and they're going to have to pay him for the next 3 or 4 years. I think I'd do that trade because I think I could draft a left tackle. I could draft a Jonah Williams and pay him a third of the cost. I agree. I don't think it'll ever happen, but in that hypothetical trade scenario, I think I would do that trade. But I tell you, the Bills, I keep saying it. I think next year the Bills are the team that's going to surprise a lot of people.
I think that too.
Yeah, they're my breakout team next year. I like the Bills.
If Josh Allen gets the weapons he deserves, and they just need an offensive line. They had the hand. Well, I know the Giants had a bad offensive line, but if you watch the Bills games, that offensive line is complete garbage. They are just awful.
Yeah, no, you guys need to improve your offense. Your defense is tremendous, and Josh Allen.
Yes.
Josh Allen.
I'm
not going to say he's going to be a superstar, but Josh Allen, if you give him the proper foundation, if you give him an offensive line that can block, and you give him a weapon, Josh Allen's going to light up the league. He's got
the arm.
He's got a lot of talent. He's got the legs. I think he's going to get hurt playing the way he does, but
he had to though. That's the way he had to play.
I know. He
had no time.
I agree with you. No, good point. But I do think the Bills have a lot of talent over there. I think they're going to be a good football team next year. I really do because you guys also have a lot of cap space.
That's the reason. That's the other reason I would do the trade is because we have so much cap room. Why not take a risk on Nate Solder? He's a division player. He knows the Patriots well. He practiced against them every years before he was on the Giants, so he knows some of their system.
Yeah.
So he's got to have some insight.
And the Patriots. The one team I will say that my Super Bowl pick next year is the Colts. I like the Colts.
Colts are they have the most cap space.
They have the most.
I really think
they have the most cap space, and they already have a lot of talent.
They should be the team to go after Bell. They should be the team to go straight after Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, and somebody called. My friend Tom actually called in last show, and he told me that the Colts are 20-1 in Vegas to win the Super Bowl. I couldn't believe it. With that offensive line, with the cap space, with the way they finished the season, Andrew Luck at quarterback, I'd take that bet 10 times out of 10. They should be more like 12-1 or 10-1.
Yeah, their GM should get a lot of credit. They drafted 2 the first and second round picks, all pro players. That's insane.
Oh yeah, and I think that trade's going to work out for both teams because I do think Darnold's going to be a good quarterback. But that was a great trade for the Colts. They got Nelson, who I'm a Giants fan. I think Barkley deserved the Rookie of the Year, but I think Nelson should have gotten a lot more mention than he did. I mean, obviously, I think Frank Reich had a lot to do with that offensive line playing better with the new system, getting the ball out quick. But for a team that gave up the fewest sacks, the previous year they gave up the most, and their main acquisition was Nelson. So I think Nelson deserves some consideration for Rookie of the Year this year.
Oh, yeah, and then, so I know you're a Knicks fan, too, I heard. That's what my brother's telling me.
Yes, I am.
What's that?
Yeah, I am. By the way, who's your brother?
My brother's Jack.
Jack
Pollitt.
Is that his name? Is that his name in the chat?
I think so.
Okay, it doesn't sound familiar, but go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so I know you guys just made the big trade with Porzingis. I know you've probably talked about this already, but I just want to know what your thoughts about that, about Dennis Smith with the 360 tonight. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a conservative approach. When I first heard the trade, I don't know if you saw my video. I guess your brother's subscribing to my channel, so you probably haven't. But when they first made that trade, I made a reactionary video as soon as I heard the news, and I blew up. I was so pissed off that they traded Porzingis. But when I took a breath and I looked back, I think the trade could work out if the Knicks do what they're supposed to do with that cap space. They can't panic if they don't get a big name this year. They have to be patient with that cap space. If they are, I think the trade can work out for sure.
Yeah, I heard you were talking to the guy before. He was talking about Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I know you guys, all the Knicks fans are hoping Kevin Durant comes, but I think more realistically...
What's up, Guillermo? I just want to say hello to him. What's up, Guillermo? But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I just think more realistically that you guys are looking at maybe a Jimmy Butler and like a Kemba situation instead of a Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
If they do that, I don't want to sign anybody. I don't want those guys. I don't want them.
Yeah.
They're not max players.
I just don't know if you guys can convince Kevin Durant to come there.
We'll see. I mean, the only way I think we could potentially convince Durant is if we say, listen, we got Zion or we got Barrett or whichever guy we get, and Kyrie's coming along for the ride. If they can do that, Durant might say, you know what, this team could do something. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to let you go because I'm sure I got a few more people that want to call in before I call it a night. But great caller, man. Anytime you ever want to call back in, please do so. And please subscribe. I'd love to have you a part of my channel.
All right, it was nice talking to you.
All right, man. Thank you for the call. Yeah, exactly, Mac. None to both of those guys. None to both of those guys. Oh, the stream's been great, Joe Lutz. It's been straight sports talk. What's going on? You're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
Chris, it's OJ.
I know who this is. Love this guy. What's going on, Mark Israel?
Yes. Well, you can call me OJ, which is obviously short for the original jerk off.
I love this guy. The OJ is on the line, the original jerk off. What's going on, buddy? What's going on?
Yeah, no, I got to tell you, you really gave me a scare at the beginning of the week after your Monday show. And, I know you got upset at some of those call-ins, but I really got nervous about you possibly suspending the show.
No. There's no way I'm going to suspend the show. After all the love that everybody showed me during that stream, like that's why I made that thank you video. I don't know if you saw it, but that's why I made that's why I made that thank you video, because I was just like, you know what, like all the love that everybody showed me during that stream, I was like, there's no way I have to. No matter what, I'm gonna put up with the trolls. I have to do this show because you guys just showed me so much love during that stream.
Yeah, well, no, I agree with you. You definitely have to do the show, and I'm talking about on my end, because it's either I listen to your show and give you a call and talk to you, or I have to talk to my wife. So that's why you cannot stop this show.
Now, does your wife call you a jerk off too?
Well, my wife's been calling me a jerk off for a very long time. A lot longer than you have, that's for sure. Hey, listen, I got a couple of questions for you. Number one, a Mets question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is going to be going on at third base, you think?
I mean, you got Frazier.
Right.
I think they're going to move a lot. They have a lot of moving parts. Lowry could play some third. Lot of moving parts. I think it's going to be a platoon at that position.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I mean, well, who else? Wait, I'm sorry. You mentioned Frazier. Obviously, I know that. But who do you think he's going to platoon with?
Jed Lowry. They got.
Right. Okay. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a guy they just picked up, right?
Yeah. He actually drove 99 runs last year for the Oakland A's. But he's old. He's like 34. I don't expect him to do that again. But he's a good player. McNeil, they say, is going to play mainly outfield, but he could play some third. They have a lot of guys that can play a lot of different positions, which is very valuable.
And McNeil can play second too, right?
Yeah, he can play all over. He's kind of like a Joe McEwing, if you remember him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he's like a super utility type of guy. He could play all over the diamond, and I like his stick. He's a good hitter.
Okay. This is another thing I want to ask you. I know when Jet Central was up in New York, you guys did the tour of MSG, correct?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking of taking my son to do that. So,
what you think it's worth it? How much does it cost?
Yeah. I can't remember the exact cost, but it didn't break the bank. It was like it was between $20 and $30. I can't remember the exact cost, but I want to say it was closer to 20.
How long was it?
About an hour, maybe a little longer. They show you all the luxury boxes. You get to do you get to walk on the floor.
Really?
Yeah. At the time, there was nothing there because it was kind of in between events. They had just done the bull riding event, so it was just like a black mat. But yeah, you get to walk on the floor. So hopefully, when you go, maybe it'll be the basketball court. Obviously, if it's ice, they're not gonna let you on probably. But yeah. Oh my God! Thank you so much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that, Rover. You are friggin' amazing. He said best show of all time. You're insane. 5 friggin' hours. 5. You are immortal. That hasn't been 5 hours, but came on at 9:45. You give me more credit than I deserve, but I love you, Rover Sports. You know that. But thank you so much for that. He's incredible. But
the bottom line is you had a good time, right?
Oh, it was a blast. And I didn't get to finish. You do like a 3D simulation. They put the 3D goggles on you, and you get to see what the garden's like when they put you through 3 different situations. One's a Billy Joel concert, one's a Knick game, one's a Ranger game. And you get to,
really?
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
And you get to see all the different vantage points from the garden, the bridge, and then of course they bring you into the locker room. You get to see the Knicks locker room and the Rangers locker room.
All right, very good. Yeah, like I said, my son wants me to take him, so I guess I'm going to do it. And before I hang up, I know you're not a fan, but once again, I got to give a shout out to my New York Islanders, still in first place.
I'm gonna be sure. Just for you, I'm definitely gonna stream at least one Islander game where I do a play-by-play during the playoffs.
That'd be great, man. That'd really be great. But once again, thanks for not suspending the call-in show.
No, this thing's here to stay. I'm gonna be doing it 2 times a week for sure. With the I'll just deal with the trolls. I'll probably end up doing what I did tonight. If I get a lot of trolls, I'll just suspend the stream for about 10 minutes, block all the numbers, and then come back on.
Well, sounds good. You're doing a great job, buddy. Keep it up, and I'll speak to you next time you're on.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much for calling in.
Take it easy.
By the way, Rover, did I just see that right, that you were going live? I'm going to end this in about 10 minutes, so if you are going live, I'll be sure to come over there after this. The Islanders are playing well this year. Just wait. All right, you're on live with the Entertainah. Thank you for calling in.
What's up, Chris? This is Brandon.
Brandon Rogers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, diehard Giants fan, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Greatly appreciate it. I really do appreciate that. Joe Lutz, thank you very much for saying that. And once again, diehard Giants fan, thank you. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
You want to talk about baseball tonight? I mean, I know it's coming up, so
I'll talk about whatever. I'll talk about whatever you want. You're the caller. We can talk about baseball. We can talk about basketball. We can talk about football. Whatever you want to talk about.
See, I'm a big baseball guy more than football because I played all night.
You see what I'm wearing? I'm wearing a Met hat. I'm wearing the Pennant Will Rise New York Mets shirt. I'm a huge baseball guy myself. By the way, everybody go on over there and sub up Rover Sports. He shows so much gratitude to my channel, and he's just a great friend. He always helps me out. We talk all the time on the phone. Love that guy. Any one of my subscribers should be subscribed to him. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Who do you think is an upcoming team, like a team that can make some noise this year in the AL and NL?
Yeah, good question there. I got to think for a second. I like the White Sox as like a sleeper.
Okay.
And I'm going to say my Mets. I know I'm a homer for saying that, but I think the Mets have the talent to sneak into the playoffs, and if they do, they're very dangerous with that staff.
You know, a team that's in a very crowded division, but, they can make some noise. They did last year, the Tampa Bay Rays. They could slide in
That's
a wild card, probably.
I've actually seen a lot of people picking... Oh, movie critic, you said AL and NL, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said both leagues, movie critic.
Yeah.
But the Rays, I've seen a lot of people picking the Rays to get into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, see, Chris, I'm a Dodger fan, so, I've dealt with 2 World Series losses in a row. And, it's been very tough these past few years. But, I feel like with the addition of Pollock We got Joe Kelly in the bullpen to help Jansen out. I feel like we can get back there this year and actually win it.
I just want to say hello to Troy Flett. Love that guy. Big Knicks fan. Always love when he comes by. Yeah, I actually was not. I mean, you probably saw the video on the Pollock acquisition if you're a Dodger fan. I was not a fan of Pollock. I didn't want the Mets to acquire him. But I will say that the Dodgers got him on a cost-effective deal. I will say that. But I think he's an injury waiting to happen. And I think his stats were misleading because of where he played. But he's a good player. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Yeah, I mean, we needed a right-hand batter in the lineup, and I mean, obviously we're not interested in Harper anymore. But the guy I want to go out and get, if we can trade for him, because they've been talking about the Dodgers getting him these past few months, is Corey Kluber. Corey Kluber's been a name out there for trade discussions, and I feel like if the Dodgers can go all in, they can actually get him, because the Indians, they've kind of been rebuilding this offseason, or they've been trading all their good guys like Edwin.
That's an interesting name you bring up there. Kluber would add a lot to the Dodgers. That's a good call there. He's one of the best pitchers in baseball. If you could acquire him, I'd probably put you guys in contention to go back to another World Series. That's a good call.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, the only team I think that can really challenge us in the NL this year is either the Brewers or the Braves. I mean,
I'm just gonna say again. Look out for my Mets. That's all I'm gonna say. But but movie critic says, Chris, serious question: why did Jeter trade all the best Marlins? He did it for the same reason that the Marlins always do. They're a cheap team. They're a small market franchise, and all their players were due to make a lot of money. So they shipped him out. They shipped out Stanton. Well, actually, they had paid Stanton already, but they shipped him out before they had to pay him the remainder of that contract. It's the same thing they did with Jose Reyes when they signed Reyes. They signed Reyes to like a 7-year deal, a lot of money. They got rid of him after 1 year. Basically, what they do is they sign these players to big contracts knowing they're going to trade them if the team doesn't win within a year or two. And that's what they did. That Marlins team had so much talent. With
D. Gordon.
With D. Gordon, with Stanton, with Yelich, with Ozuna.
Yeah, I mean, Ozuna didn't really make a lot of noise, but he did on the Cardinals a bit.
Ozuna's last year with the Marlins, he hit like 30-something home runs.
The Cardinals, he did? Oh, well, I remember.
With the Marlins, he did. He made the All-Star team his last year with the Marlins. He made the All-Star.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Cardinals, he made a good amount of noise last year. He got him almost to playoffs.
Yeah,
contention.
The Marlins
the
Marlins had a lot of talent. They got rid of it, but it's the same thing they always do.
And they just got rid of Real Muto the other day.
Yeah, and they had Real Muto on that team. I mean, that team had a bunch of All-Stars. Yeah. They didn't have the pitching, but
Yeah.
But, and of course, Fernandez, that heartbreaking tragedy, the pitcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anything else you want to talk about, buddy?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the NFL season's over. I mean, there's.
I mean, there's a tough time. If you're a football fan and nothing else, this is a tough time. It really is. 609, by the way. I'm not sure who that is, but I will be sure to answer you next because I've seen you call in a lot. But I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, buddy, because it's getting late. But I just want to say
thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being a great subscriber, my man. Thank you for being a great subscriber.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you putting out all that content. It's really interesting, and I like it. So,
I appreciate
keep
that,
it up.
man. Yeah, I'm going to try to have my mock draft up tomorrow morning, so be sure to check that out.
I'll look for that.
All right, buddy.
Gotcha.
Have a good one. All right, 609. Go ahead and call back in, and I will take the call, and I think that'll probably be the final call. There he is, 609. What's going on? Thank you for calling in.
How's it going? It's Sam from New Jersey.
Sam, what a great way to close out the show. One of my most informative, smartest callers. What's going on, buddy?
I just wanted to bring up the idea of the Giants signing Darrell Williams in free agency. What do you think the chances are?
80%. I think it's very likely that they're going to sign Darrell Williams. I'd be surprised if they don't. I'd be surprised if they don't.
Yeah, I'm a big fan also. I think his ties with Gettleman will definitely, I don't know. I feel like they'll try harder to, negotiate something with him. The injuries don't really scare me, honestly, because I think he's had time to recover.
Yeah, well, his last year, I mean, I think he only played 2 games last year and he got hurt, but 2017, he was the 3rd graded right tackle in all of football. So this guy has a lot of talent. And you're probably going to get him on a little bit of a discount because of the injury from last year. And he's still very young. I think he's 26. So
Did you?
I like him. I like him a lot for the Giants.
Did you see the article today? It was I forget who put it out there, but it was a couple quotes by Gettleman saying something about how they need a defensive playmaker. But it was a while ago. It was like that press conference he had right after the season. He said something about we need a defensive playmaker, and there's going to be like one at 6, no doubt. It kind of scares me because
sounds like Devin White, doesn't it? Sounds like Devin White.
Yeah, it really does. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that, but I know you like Haskins. I'm also a Haskins fan, and I feel like if he's there and they don't choose him, it's going to come back and bite him bad.
Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm not going to be upset if they no matter what they do in this draft. I'm really not. I'm not one of these guys that says you have to take a quarterback no matter what. I'm not one of those guys. I'd be happy with Haskins. I like Haskins. I wouldn't trade up for him, but I'd take him at 6. But I like Devin White too. You know, I get it though. But I'm going to say this: if both those guys are there, and they take Devin White over Haskins, the Giant fan base is going to erupt. I'll tell you that right now. It's not like last year where it was a transcendent talent. I mean, not to say this guy isn't a transcendent talent, he is, but Saquon Barkley. I mean, that's a once in a 20-year type running back. I love Devin White. I think Devin White could easily end up being one of the top 2 or 3 middle linebackers in all football. That's how talented I think this kid is. But I think, and I'm not going to be upset if they take him, but I think a lot of Giants fans are going to be if they take him over Haskins. That's for sure.
Because I feel like if they took Haskins this year, like it's probably the best scenario, like timing-wise, because you still will catch Odell and Saquon, like, and you won't waste that another year. You know what I mean? Because if you pick Haskins, you're going to need a year to develop him, right? Probably, and then Eli's going to play next year. And then the year after, he's going to be his first year as a starter. Hopefully, that's best case scenario. He starts in year 2 of his career, and he's probably not going to be like the whole, like what Dwayne Haskins is actually going to become as an NFL quarterback. So you may need that 3-year to actually be ready to compete. So by the time that happens, I think Odell's 28, 29, and you like wasting these years really scares me.
That's a good call. And by the way, New York Mets, New York Giants said there used to be a baseball player named Devin White. It was, and you spelled it correctly, but it's not the same name. It's Devon White. He was a center fielder for the Expos. No, I agree with you. I understand people that think they need to take a quarterback in this year's draft because you don't know where we're going to be picking next year. You don't. And if the Giants have the 18th, the 17th, the 19th, the high teens pick, you're not going to be able to trade up to get one. And that's the worry, and I understand the worry. It's a fair concern. It is.
Also, I wanted to bring up, I think one of your callers Thursday night, like, I wanted to call in afterwards, but I already called in, like, before he called in, so he was talking about how Odell's going to explode, or, like, I want to really defend this guy. Like, I know he makes some, with his, like, some of the stuff he says doesn't really make sense at all, but I know what he does do, and I feel like he does get sometimes blamed for things that I don't think are actually his fault 100%, if that makes any sense.
I agree with that. I agree with that, but here's my and BK Sports Talk, I'm going to wait. I will take one more call. Give me the first 3 digits of your area code. You're a very good subscriber of mine. And I will take your call, and then I am going to call tonight. But this is what I'll say about Odell Beckham. I agree with you that he is a target for the media. They certainly target him. But here's my problem with Odell. He goes out of his way to be a target. With the whole thing with Eli this year, he was the one that went to the media. Media didn't come to him. That's my issue with Odell. He craves attention. And yes, sometimes the media makes it look worse than it is, but he needs to grow up too. He does. And I'm not one of these guys. I'm not one of these guys that says we got to trade him, but I do have worries of how he would act with a rookie quarterback. I do. Because if the rookie quarterback doesn't play well, he can't be one of these guys that's bashing the quarterback. You can't do it. You can't do it.
I also, like, when people say he's going to implode or something, like, he's just something waiting to happen, like, I actually think along the way he's learning, if that makes any sense. Because I don't know. Like, what really made me mad this year was the onside kick in the Chicago game, and he got absolutely blasted for.
No. You're right. You're right. If it was, and I will say he did get alligator arms, but if it was any other player, they wouldn't have caught the slack that he did. By the way, I saw Sir Cardinal popped in. Shows me a lot of respect over there. Does very hard work on YouTube. Basketball, calls a lot of basketball live streams. Going over there and sub him up. And Scott Thomas, I will take 2 more calls. Scott Thomas is a fantastic subscriber of mine. I will take 2 more calls. I'm going to take the 516 first, and then Scott Thomas, you're going to have to give me the first 3 of your area code after, and I will take you. But I am going to wrap it up because it is getting late, and I got 2 more people to call. But I need you on my channel. I need you on my channel, buddy. But thank you for calling in, my man. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, buddy. Have a good night.
Appreciate it. Have a nice night.
All right. We're waiting for 516 to call in first. 516 first. Odell has been hurt the last 2 years. There's no doubt about it. BK Sports Talk. I'm waiting for you, buddy. There he is. Is this BK Sports Talk?
Hey, Entertainah. Ooh, I want to know if you'll answer my questions.
Go ahead. Was that?
I heard it's.
Was that a song?
I heard it's American Idol around here now. I heard it's American Idol.
We did. We had a All right, guys. Sexy Goat, I have to take your call. All right, I'm gonna take Scott first. I'll take Sexy Goat. Then we're gonna call tonight. I can't go on all night. But you guys are fantastic. I always put in as much work. No, Scott Thomas, I need you. I need you to call. I love you. You bring comedy to my channel. I want you to call. But great voice, by the way. Good job with that. What's up?
All right, so I want to talk about baseball. You know, like the seasons are coming, whatever. Like, over the years, I've lost interest in baseball. When I was a little kid, you know, I played it through Little League and whatever. And then I watched baseball all the time. Baseball was my favorite sport for a majority of my childhood. And, you know, I was a Yankee fan, so they were really good around that time. Like 2009, they won the World Series or whatever. But, as time went on, I, started losing interest in it. A lot of people lose interest in it because, the pace of the game is kind of slow or whatever. But I started losing interest in it because it felt like the Yankees were, really overpowered, and I didn't want to support them anymore. I like a good underdog, and it's just, it wasn't fun to watch the Yankees play anymore.
How?
And then...
Wait. You like a good underdog?
Yeah, I do.
How did you become a Yankee fan to start with? They are the opposite of a good underdog. Even if you started rooting for them when they were bad, they had 24 championships probably.
Yeah, see, but I was too young to understand what was going on. So when I chose, I wanted to be a Yankee fan. I couldn't just switch them.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. You from birth, I get it. Okay, go ahead.
So, but then when they 2 years ago when they had it was basically the kids there Judge, Sanchez or whatever, I was let me get my words out correctly. I wasn't getting interested in it again, but I was hyped that it was happening. But then when they bought in Stanton last year, that gave me a really sour taste with baseball again because first of all, it's just the Marlins traded him for nothing, a very good player for nothing because they literally cannot afford him. Why is there a league where half the teams can't afford a player?
It's fair. It's fair to say. And baseball right now is a big problem with free agency. Last year, there was a ton of players that were not signed to teams when the season started. Because teams are starting to figure out that they can play hardball. And they don't have to buy into these outrageous contract demands. And it's kind of a back and forth battle right now between the players' union and the owners. And it is a major problem right now in the sport with the free agency. And Scott Thomas, I know you don't hate me. And it's 928. I'm definitely going to wait and take your call next. I know you love me. But, yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. That's a great point you brought up. Great point.
Yeah, okay. And you guys were talking about Josh Allen from the Bills earlier on. I just want to say, I saw a video not too long ago, and it was literally a 5-minute compilation of Josh Allen throwing balls to wide receivers and tight ends and running backs, and then literally dropping everything.
No, well, he's got no weapons over there.
None of them could make a play. None of them could make a play.
He's got no weapons over there. He's got zero.
Yeah, a bunch of bums.
He's the weapon. He's the only weapon. I mean, the guy had several games where he rushed for over 100 yards. But they got no weapons over there, and I think they're going to now with the cap space they have. I think they're going to try to address it in the draft. I personally have them taking an offensive line in the first round because their offensive line is just atrocious, and I think they'll be able to get a good one there at 9, possibly even Jonah Williams. But I do like the Bills this year. I think they're going to improve their team a lot.
Yeah, I think they're going to improve a lot as well. But I saw like a criticism of Josh Allen like this year was that like he was running too often, and like he had to run first of all because he was going to get sacked within like 2 seconds, and second of all he couldn't throw it to anyone because no one could catch.
Right.
And one more thing, the Eagles like asked Foles like if he would take the option or whatever. You know I'm an Eagles fan, so they asked Foles if he take the option. Foles denied the option. I mean that's obviously the best thing for Foles. So he'll most likely go to free agency. The Eagles could hit him with a franchise tag, but that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I think they're going to let him go. I do, because if you franchise tag him, you have no power. Everybody knows you're desperate to trade him. What are you really going to get for the guy?
They'll get the comp pick, third-round pick, most likely from wherever he signs. But they were scared that he's going to go inside the division. The Redskins need a quarterback. The Giants need a quarterback.
That's a good call. That makes sense. I didn't even think about that. That is a great point you bring up. That makes sense.
But I don't think he's a very good fit with the Giants because Foles needs a lot of protection. If he's getting pressured, he's not nearly as good. And the Giants' offensive line is good enough. I think the Redskins' offensive line can be all right when they're not. They get decimated by injuries especially on the offensive line. They had like 4 offensive linemen injured last year. It was crazy. But I don't think their offensive line is that bad when they're healthy. So
that's a great point you bring up. Yeah, I agree with you.
But the team I think he's going to go to is the Jaguars. The Jaguars need a quarterback bad. Bortles ain't it.
Right now I'm doing my mock draft tomorrow. That's why I'm doing one after free agency. So I'm doing it based on the assumption that Foles is going nowhere, really, because it's based on the team's needs now. But I think you're right. I think he's going to end up with Jacksonville right now if I had to guess. But that's why I can't do it based. Yeah, I don't know where he's going to go. But if you told me what team is he going to, I would guess Jacksonville. I agree with you. And I will say this. If he does, the Giants are almost guaranteed to have the option to draft Haskins if they want him at 6. Because I don't think many teams are going to be able to jump up ahead of the Giants from as far back as they're picking. Maybe the Broncos. But everybody says the Broncos like lock the most. So I think if the Giants want Haskins, they're going to be able to get him if the Jaguars sign Foles.
Personally, I don't think the Giants should take Haskins.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying whether or not they should or shouldn't, but I think they're going to have the option if the Jaguars sign Foles.
They'll do it. Yeah, so I'm excited for your mock draft video tomorrow.
Yeah. A lot of people might not be happy, but I'm going to just tell you what I think as of today, who's going to go where. But I just want to say thank you so much for calling in, and I look forward to talking to you in the future.
All right, see ya.
All right, buddy. I'm going to be waiting for 928 to call in. Of course, Scott Thomas. We're going to let him close out the show. Great subscriber of mine. I appreciate that, LI boys. Thank you so much, my man. I've seen you've been commenting on some of my videos recently. I really appreciate you being a big part of my channel. I'm gonna give Scott another minute and a half to call in 928. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Chris, Foles is average. Yes. I'm not a fan of Foles. I think he's a system quarterback. I don't want him on the Giants. I wouldn't invest 4 or 5 years in him. I wouldn't. Yeah, well, there's going to be a lot of Giants fans based on this chat that are not happy, but I got to call it. All right, 678, I apologize. This is going to be my last call. It's way too late, but I will try to get to you next show. But go ahead, Scott. What's up, my man?
Hi, my name's Scott. I'm an alcoholic. No, how are you, brother?
I love you, man. I love you, man. You always make me laugh. What's going on, buddy?
Man, I put in the work today. Texting, I'm worn out after like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. I appreciate it. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Obviously, hopefully sports related, but you're my last call. If you want to make it fun, go ahead, man.
God, when do I ever talk sports? Anyway, I think there's some good free agency. John Brown from the Ravens. I mean, he's a former Cardinal, and he's really good. I mean, he's somebody to look at. You could pay him peanuts. He wouldn't work for the Giants because they have Shepard because he's a number 2 guy. But Humphreys from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Good slot receiver, Humphreys.
Yeah, there's a good mix and they work hard. I think John Brown even tries. But with, like, Jackson came in and they ran the ball. Hell, the first game with Jackson, I don't get to watch the games. So I watch live scoring, whatever the hell. Anyway, they like ran the ball 8 times in a row, and they do a lot of running. But anyway, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun this year with the draft. The Cardinals, I'm a Cardinals fan, and first round, I think they're gonna give it a pick. We need a lot of help.
Yeah.
Do you want to add to this conversation? I'm gonna sit back. I'm listening to my dad play.
Yeah,
you want to hear it?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's old Pops. He's dead now. Anyway.
I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah.
Oh, shit.
What was that?
He was a dick.
What was that, the banjo?
Oh, he plays guitar. Yeah, he played for 50 years. Yeah, he never had a job. He was in the Army. But he played gigs his whole life. So, yeah.
It sounded like he was a good guitar player. But as far as what you just said, I like John Brown. I don't know what he's going to go for in the free agent market. He's a good explosive receiver.
$3 million, $4 million.
Yeah, I think he'd actually be a decent fit for the Giants as an affordable receiver, as a guy that.
All right, yeah, a little bit of help like Bill Belichick could grab that sucker. He got to throw long. You got to throw long to him. He's like
Deshaun Jackson. Not as
Deshaun Jackson. You got it. Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, not as good, but that type of receiver.
Boom or bust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but boom or bust. But what the hell? You can play for me, right? I love you, Chris. I have no business being on here. You called me out. I never said I was going to call in, like just chilling. But
no, man.
I love you guys, and I love the chat.
I love you, man. I love you, and I really am happy that you're a part of my channel, and I hope that you are as I continue to grow.
Yeah, do you want me to do the national anthem? We can close out. I did that the other night. You and I were chatting, and you bailed on me, and then in the old days, we had 3 channels on TV, period, and at 2 in the morning, they'd sign off. And they play the national anthem, and I did that, but none of you guys get it. So... go to bed, youngster. Anyway, let's rock on and be happy, people.
Love you, buddy. Thank you for calling in, my man.
God, when I listen to this, I'm going to kill myself tomorrow.
No, don't. What? No.
It's hard to call. My first phone call was JT the Brick on Fox Sports Radio. It's a national radio show. It was my first call, and if you don't call with any energy, he's a pow! And he knocks you out. He just punches you out, and then you cry and masturbate and say hi to mommy. I love you. Boy!
All right, buddy.
You're great, Chris. We're a gang. We're an army. Wow!
Love you, buddy. Have a good night.
Fuck.
Scott Thomas is awesome. He may have had one too many drinks there. See, those are the kind of funny calls that I enjoy. Those are the kind of funny calls that bring a lot of energy to the channel. They make some people laugh. Scott's great. Scott is the best. He is the absolute best. Dilly to Scott is right. And Adam says, okay. Okay. But you guys are the best. We'll close it out. I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of my channel. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. I actually had an absolute blast tonight. Didn't start out as well as I would have hoped. Obviously, we had those silly kids in there. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. But it went out. It came out like a great show after that. Came back on and really smooth sailing. A lot of great callers tonight. Good sports talk. Caesar, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate that BK Sports Talk. Chris, my boy Hector, in the softball league. Was Jose Wow, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Good night, movie critic. Yeah. Interesting show, Sir Cardinals. Please go over there and sub up Sir Cardinal, by the way. It's not how you start a time. Yeah, well, the show was great after that hiccup at the beginning. It was great. Skins fan, thank you so much, brother. Please go over there and sub him up. Last Jedi, thank you so much. Stand up. Have a great night, New York sports fanatic. Shorty licked me. But guys, I am gonna sign off. And I just want to say thank you guys for being a part of the stream. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. And I'm going to continue to do... I might even end up doing these more often, as they seem to be getting more and more popular. Definitely every Monday for sure. And definitely alternating Fridays and Saturdays, depending on my schedule. But definitely going to continue to do these. I may even do 3 a week eventually, depending on my schedule. Have a good night, Adam. No reason to apologize. Sexy Goat, you say that every week. Hopefully one day you do. But yeah, guys, have a good night. And thank you guys for being a part of the show. And yeah, I'll have that mock draft up hopefully tomorrow morning if I could get up early enough to film it. All right, guys, have a good night. I appreciate that, Dire Giants fan.